7 till 10:30, $10.99. This Saturday after 4, make your way to the evening buffet for $14.99. Feed your tummy and your soul with a visit to the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday night, Friday and Saturday till 9.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way.
Rise and shine, champions.
Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Delahaye, get a 70. Tomorrow, chance of rain showers, thunderstorms, partly sunny. 87's the high. Sunday, mostly sunny. 88 is the high. Rain shower chances again Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Begins to taper off Wednesday and should give us a pretty good July 4th weekend next weekend. Right now, it's 6:09. It is 72 degrees. It's Joe Show time. Let's rock and roll.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville. Alrighty, folks, it's Friday. It's the 27th day of June, and today here on the Joe Show, we celebrate National Orange Blossom Day. Now, the day set aside to enjoy orange blossoms for their aesthetic beauty. Orange blossoms have been used in culinary dishes, desserts, and teas worldwide. They add a slight citrus flavor to any dish. Fragrant orange blossoms offer multiple health benefits when prepared correctly to make a tea or orange blossom water. Some of the advantages may include improved sleep, reduced anxiety, and improved circulation. Today is National Orange Blossom Day. It's also Sunglasses Day. Celebrate that today. An essential accessory during the summer. People have been wearing gear to protect their eyes for centuries, and the fashionable ones we see today are recent inventions. Today's Sunglasses Day. It's also Orange Blossom Day on this Friday, the 27th day of June, right here on The Joe Show. So glad to have you on the show. 859-238-WHIR to call in. That's 238-9447. And we start you off this morning playing the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. And here it is.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
There you go, Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network. Team up every morning. We honor America as we play the national anthem. Our phone number to call in is 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. We do weekend birthdays on Friday. So today, the 27th, tomorrow, the 28th, Sunday, the 29th. All those birthdays are eligible to get on the show this morning. We'll give you a birthday shout out if you want to call in, 238-WHIR. Here's Johnny. All right, birthdays for today look like this. Kevin Knoll, Wes Pike, and Ann Richardson. Katie Lynch and Catherine Dry all have birthdays today as well. Tomorrow, Ethan Wood, Nick Conrad, Greg Young, Julie Harris, and Billy Critchfield. And on Sunday, Travis Pulliam, Wes Mine, and Justin Brown. Call them in. But again, today's birthdays: Kevin Knoll, Wes Pike, Ann Richardson, Katie Lynch, Catherine Try. It's 238-WHIR to call in your B-Days. There you go. It's a Friday, the 27th day of June. So glad to have you on the show on this Friday morning. One last day of the work week to make it through, and we're home free for the weekend after that. First guest is on here at 7:40 this morning. It's the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Tyler Miller will join the show this morning, and we'll see what he has on his mind today. That'll be at 7:40. In the 8 o'clock of the morning hour, Dusty's on here for Kentucky Music Preview number 2. We'll see what's up with Dusty at 8:10 this morning. He'll join us talking about what's going on in the world of music with Dusty. In the 9 o'clock of the morning hour, at 9:10, it is a Trail Talk Friday. Andrea James joins the show. We'll see what's going on with Walker's Trail at 9:10 this morning. And at 9:35 this morning, we have a McClure and Bailey Friday. Patrick or Brian join the show, and we'll see what's going on with our good friends at McClure and Bailey this morning. That'll be at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. We're so glad to have you aboard. Again, we'd love to have you on if you have a birthday, an anniversary, a shout-out, if you just want to chit-chat. 238-9447 is the phone number. That's 238-WHIR. Sports comes your way next. Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. So glad to have you on the Joe Show on this Friday morning. A former Major League Baseball player guilty of sexual abuse. A woman nearly breaks a 4-minute mile, and the Olympics say they're good to go for 2028. Those are the headlines on this Friday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Friday morning sports. Starting off in Major League Baseball, where Tampa Bay Rays All-Star shortstop Wander Franco received a 2-year suspended prison sentence Thursday when he was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor in the Dominican Republic, which could end his baseball career. Franco's 24, signed an 11-year, $182 million deal in 2021, will remain on Major League Baseball's restricted list. If he's unable to secure a visa to work in the U.S. because of the guilty verdict, he won't be able to play again in Major League Baseball. Even if Franco is able to obtain a visa in the future, the Rays could seek to have the remaining $133 million in his contract voided based on violating moral turpitude. The MLB investigation remains open, but if Franco never gets a visa, the league may consider it a moot point to even issue a punishment. The minor informed the court that she had a sexual relationship with Franco when he was 21 years old. The mother of the victim, Martha Vanessa Chevalier Almonte, was convicted of sexually trafficking her daughter and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Franco was placed on MLB's restricted list in July of 2024, 11 months after social media posts alleged that Franco had been in an inappropriate relationship with that minor since December of 2022. Franco denied the allegations, and he was put on paid administrative leave until being put on the restricted list. In running news, Faith Kipyegon's attempt to become the first woman in history to run a sub-4-minute mile came up just short. The 3-time Olympic gold medalist ran a personal best time, 4 minutes, 6 seconds, .42, in a special event dubbed Breaking 4, Faith Kipyegon versus the 4-minute mile on Thursday in Paris. The event was a partnership between Nike and Kipyegon as she aimed to become the first woman in history to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Kipyegon put up a valiant effort as she raced 4 times around the track, accompanied by several pace runners as well. Kip Yegon is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist in the 1,500-meter race and owns the world record in the event at 3:49. The Kenyan middle distance runner has also earned 4 world championship gold medals. Roger Bannister became the first man to run a sub-4-minute mile in 1954. No woman has yet broken that 4-minute barrier. And in Olympic news, Christy Coventry has plenty of complicated issues to tackle as the new president of the International Olympic Committee, hosting the 2028 Summer Games in the U.S., where President Donald Trump has sparked an international trade war, banned visitors from a dozen countries, and orchestrated widespread deportations of residents is clearly among one of those things. Yet in her first news conference since officially assuming her role as the highest-ranking official in global sports, Coventry indicated on June 26 that she has few concerns about the 2028 L.A. Olympic Games. She relayed reassuring reports from local organizers about their conversations with government authorities, including at the federal level, and said she's confident the Games will reflect the Olympics movement's core value. Those are the headlines on this Friday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
Big Deal Store is rolling out the summer savings for you. You can purchase a $50 gift certificate from B&O Jewelers for just $29, or get this, 4 $50 gift certificates, a $200 value for just $100. That means you only pay half price. Stay in style with a visit to Anderson's Lifestyle Boutique in Danville. Get a $50 gift certificate for only $35. $10 gift certificates to the Bread of Life in Liberty are just $7. Give that sweet tooth what it wants at Sweets by Cindy in Junction City. $10 gift certificates are half price, just $5. Applebee's Grill and Bar in Danville. Get a $10 gift certificate for just $7.50. $22 Pioneer Playhouse gift certificates are back. You get an entertaining $5 savings at just $17. Come clean with a visit to Thoroughbred Auto Wash in Danville. $20 car washes are just half price at $10. Check out these and many more great savings at our Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. hometownlive.net.
For over 20 years, Mark's Fireworks has been more than a store. It's a family tradition. We don't just sell fireworks, we design them, partnering direct with factories to bring you the safest, most spectacular shows since 1999. Don't miss the all-new Really Good Stuff finale. These are sure to sell out fast. And Mark's all-new 7-inch silverback shells. Big or small, we build custom shows for every budget. Only at Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet. Mark's Fireworks, a family tradition. Now in Danville at 541 South 4th Street.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe brought to you by the Little Sign Shop. But our new owners and operators, Little Sign Shop has got you covered. They do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them, 859-238-7391 for the Little Sign Shop. Sunshine, 91 is the high, 70 the low. Tomorrow, partly sunny, 87 is the high, and rain shower chances tomorrow afternoon and evening. And then on Sunday, rain shower chances as well, but also mostly sunny skies expected. By the middle of next week, the rain gets out of here and gives us what should be a pretty good July 4th holiday. 6:23 in the morning right now, 72 degrees on Friday. It is the 27th day of the month of June. 859-238-WHIR to call in as we see what celebrities are having birthdays on this Friday, the 27th day of the month of June. Here we go. Happy birthday. First of all, on this date, 50 years ago, where actor Tobey Maguire was born. He's known to me as playing Spider-Man. He was like the first live-action Spider-Man. Brothers, Pawn Sacrifice, Seabiscuit, and The Great Gatsby. I forgot he was in the Seabiscuit movie. Tobey Maguire, 50 years old. Here's a clip from The Great Gatsby.
After Gatsby's death, New York was haunted for me. That city, my once golden, shimmering mirage, now made me sick.
There you go, Tobey Maguire, 50 years old today. Reality star Khloe Kardashian's 41, keeping up with the Kardashians. In 2001, she actually suffered a traumatic brain injury in a car accident in which she went through the windshield and suffered a severe concussion, causing long-term memory loss. I didn't know that. Khloe Kardashian, 41 years old today. The late Helen Keller would have had a birthday today. Though she was blind and deaf, Keller became a suffragist, political activist, and author. Became good friends with Mark Twain, who helped her to become the first deaf and blind person ever to receive a bachelor's degree. Helen Keller would have had a birthday today. And the late zillionaire and former presidential candidate Ross Perot would have been 95 years old today. Born on this date, 1930. He died back in 2019. Celebrity birthdays on this 27th day of June.
In country music.
Yes, sir, there, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1959 in Nashville, Tennessee, where Lorrie Morgan was born, country music singer, the daughter of George Morgan, the country music singer as well, who charted several hit singles himself. Lorrie Morgan having a birthday today. It was on this date, 1962, Hank Snow recorded I've Been Everywhere at RCA Studio B in Nashville. And it was on this date, country music history, 1992, Billy Ray Cyrus was at number 1 on the country charts with his breakthrough hit called Achy Breaky Heart. And that's what's gone on this day, June 27th, in the history of country music. Starting off on this day, country music history back in 1959, where Lorrie Morgan was born. Lorrie scored the 1989 single Trainwreck of Emotion, and since then, charted more than 25 singles on the Billboard Hot Country Singles charts, including 3 number ones. This is one of them, 5 Minutes.
5 minutes, tell me what I needed to hear. You've got 5 minutes to show me that you're really sincere.
Also had What Part of No Don't You Understand, and I Didn't Know My Own Strength, which went number 1. Morgan's been married her fair share of times. 3 different country singers. The late great Keith Whitley among those, John Randall and Sammy Kershaw. Lorrie Morgan, born on this day, 1959.
Now I've got your attention. Here's what I've got to say.
It was on this day, country music history, 1962, where Hank Snow recorded the song I've Been Everywhere at RCA Studio B in Nashville.
Along the dusty Winnemucca Road, when along came a semi.
Henry Snow recorded this one. The song was written by Australian country singer Jeff Mack 3 years prior in 1959. Was also made popular by Lucky Starr in 1962 and has been covered by Lynn Anderson, Asleep at the Wheel, and Johnny Cash. On this date, 1962, Hank Snow recorded this one.
And I said, listen, bud, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere, man.
And it was on this day, country music history, 1992, where Billy Ray Cyrus went number 1 with his breakthrough hit called Achy Breaky Heart. A song written by Don Von Tress. It was originally titled Don't Tell My Heart and recorded by the Marcy Brothers a year prior in 1991. Its name later changed to Achy Breaky Heart. In the U.S., it became a crossover hit on pop and country charts, peaking at number 4 on the Hot 100 and topping the country singles charts. The first country single to be certified platinum since Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton's Islands in the Stream did in 1983.
Achy breaky heart, I just don't think you'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, he might blow up and kill this man.
There you go. Billy Ray Cyrus, Hank Snow, and Lori Morgan have all made their mark on this day, June the 27th, in the history of country music. We're back in 30 seconds right here on The Joe Show. A minute away from Bottom Hour News.
You can tell your mom I moved to Arkansas. You can tell your dog about me.
In Kentucky, we know the unexpected can strike at any moment, whether it's a tornado, flood, or severe storm. Being prepared could save lives. That's why it's vital to have an emergency plan. Know where your local shelter is. Keep an emergency kit with essentials like water, food, and medicine, and make sure your family has a communication plan in place. Boyle County, we're stronger when we are prepared. For more information on how to get ready, visit Boyle County Health Department's Division of Emergency Preparedness online at boylehealth.com. Stay safe, stay ready. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Boyle County Health Department.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Ah, 6:30 in the morning. Remember, later on this morning into the afternoon hours at Ponderosa Speedway, it's reading and race cars at Ponderosa, where you can join Ponderosa and the Boyle County Public Library for a bookmobile race, and kids will be able to take their big wheels and bikes on the track as well. At 6:30, here's news.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Madison County property owners will see a new 911 service fee on their tax bills this fall, replacing the old landline charge. The fee is meant to fund emergency dispatch services as federal support expires, but some residents are frustrated, saying their homes have been misclassified, leading to inflated fees based on inaccurate square footage or zoning. County officials say mistakes can be appealed before June 30th, and that the letters were sent early to catch errors before bills go out. In Franklin County, a father accused of starting a house fire that killed his 2 teenage sons has now been indicted for capital murder. Dustin Fields faces multiple charges, including arson and animal torture, after a fire in April claimed the lives of 13-year-old Bentley Fields and 15-year-old Ryland Fields. Authorities say new evidence was uncovered during a 2-day search through fire debris. Fields has pleaded not guilty and is being held on $2 million bond. In Madisonville, a man is facing multiple charges after police say he left the scene of a crash Wednesday night. Officers say 55-year-old Anthony White rear-ended another vehicle near West Arch and Dempsey Streets, then kept driving. He eventually stopped, but police say he smelled of alcohol and didn't realize he'd been in an accident. White allegedly failed field sobriety tests, and officers say they found open alcohol containers and a bag of marijuana in his vehicle. He was taken to the hospital, then booked into jail. Meanwhile, in Frankfort, State Auditor Allison Ball is investigating how dozens of Kentucky families lost Medicaid services for children with disabilities, including autism and Down syndrome. The Cabinet for Health and Family Services says a subcontractor misapplied eligibility criteria during annual reviews, causing a wave of sudden denials earlier this year. The state has since reinstated most of those cases, but some parents say the explanations don't add up and are still fighting for records and accountability. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Crosspike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help, and Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tut's restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mattis.
If you run a business, this year has certainly been a challenge. Hi, this is Don, your small business marketing expert. If you'd like to grow your business, you should consider radio. With radio, you can target your business to thousands of customers each week. That's right, radio can help you reach new customers and generate more business even on your slowest days. Are you looking to build store traffic? Are you trying to reach new customers? Do you want to reconnect with past customers? Radio can help you drive new traffic to your business 7 days a week. And did you know radio reaches shoppers within 30 minutes of their major purchase of the day? Radio can help you get more customers and increase sales. You say you don't have a big budget? No problem. Radio is affordable. In fact, compared to other media, radio gives you more bang for your buck. So how do you get started? It's easy. Just give us a call today and start growing your business with radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is a place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails too, braids, highlights, uneven updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our digit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I line. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Yeah, Jackie, I guess Rayleigh Joe, not Jackie Boy. Hey, that is the first time I've made that mistake in quite some time. Brought to you by the Big Deals Online Store, HometownLive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals Online Store is at HometownLive.net. Mostly sunny, a high today 91, a low tonight of 70. Chance of rain showers tomorrow, partly sunny as well. 87's the high on our Saturday. Sunday, slight chance of rain showers and a high of 88. Monday, high of 87 at 6:38 in the morning. 71 degrees. Friday, the 27th day of June. Today's big deal of the hour is Kentucky Splash Water Park. One-day admission pass. $15 value, yours for $7.50 on our Big Deals Online Store. You can get that 50% off at Kentucky Splash Water Park. They have an 1,800 square foot wave pool, a lazy river, a kiddie activity pool, a triple slide complex, and a double slide tower. You can stay and play at 25 site full hookup campground, water, electricity, sewer, Wi-Fi, and bathhouses, in addition to 6 tent sites, but those do not have utilities. It's in Williamsburg, Kentucky Splash Water Park, $15, yours for $7.50 on our Big Deals Online Store, HometownLive.net. Larry Vought's got Vought's Views for us today. What's up, Larry?
Vought's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Thursday, I went over the players, and Lexington Herald leader columnist Mark Story put on his all-UK quarter-century first team from 2000 through 2025. But with 56 draft picks since 2000, that still leaves a lot of talented players to go on Story's second team. Start with small forward Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, the heart and soul of UK's 2012 National Championship team, who was one of the most unselfish players ever at Kentucky, but he was also the number 2 pick in the 2012 draft. The power forward was Chuck Hayes, one of my all-time favorite players in Kentucky. The Cats went 87-15 in Hayes' last 3 seasons. Since 2000, Hayes is second in career rebounds with 910, second in career steals with 170, and 10th in career blocks with 128 in Kentucky.
Vought's Views will return in a moment.
If you want to make the most of your vacation, there's no better place than the Bluegrass State. Kentucky's 44 state parks offer abundant places to play and diverse accommodations to stay. Take a hike, float your boat, or bike the trails. Pitch a tent under the stars or settle into a lakefront lodge. Tee up for 18 holes. Then enjoy a signature meal. Plan your trip at parks.ky.gov.
At center, Story picked Willie Cauley-Stein, 2015 National Defensive Player of the Year, on a team that started 38-0. That leaves point guard and shooting guard on Herald leader columnist Mark Story's all-quarter century second team. Jody Meeks set a single-game scoring record with 54 points at Tennessee in 2009 and went for over 30 points 7 times that season. No one can argue with Tyler Ulis being the point guard. Pound for pound, I still think he was UK's all-time best player.
Find more from Larry at YourSportsEdge.com.
Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show at this time at 6:41 in the morning. And so glad to have you on the show on this Friday morning. Hey, the Trump family has purchased an undeveloped island in the Mediterranean that used to be a military base. It's nothing now, and the Trump family has bought it. And you can now soon check out Trump Island.
Hi, folks. It's your favorite president, Donald Trump. Ready for a vacation you'll never forget? Then come on out to the Trump Island Hotel and Resort. Yes, my family is paying $1.6 billion for one of the last undeveloped islands in the Mediterranean. And we're building a big, beautiful hotel, that I can tell you. And if you book your stay now, you'll get a very special discount.
Nice. Man, I can't wait to check out this island. And
yes, it's an old military island, and there may be some unexploded landmines, but no big deal.
Excuse me?
Imagine it, frolicking on one of the many beaches this island has to offer.
Wow, that'd be great. And
unless a landmine goes off, then it's boom, bye-bye, baby.
Oh, come on.
The Trump Island Hotel and Resort. Ask about our unexploded landmine discount. See you soon.
There you go. Yeah, the unexploded landmine discount at Trump Island. Let's see what's going on in this morning's World of Good. 100% hilarious. So, wait a minute. That's not the World of Good. That's the dad joke of the day. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? I got to get my intros right. Of course you are, and I'm right there with you. These stories remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. Here's Floyd Kramer. Little good news action for you on this Friday morning, and here we go. Story number one coming from Arkansas, Magnolia, Arkansas, to be specific, where a pair of high school seniors from Magnolia are spending their summer offering free lawn care to residents in need, especially the elderly. Inspired by a YouTube video, Amanula Rowden and Lavaris Robinson have moved and mowed around 50 lawns already, simply to bring joy to others. Their volunteer effort has touched many in the community and earned the teens widespread appreciation. Here's Lavaris Robinson saying that they're in it to make people smile, not in it for money.
It's not about the money or anything. It's about the smile on their faces. That's what makes our day.
There you go. Story number two coming from Ohio, where during a team swim in Sullivan Township, Ohio, high school football player Chase Gallagher nearly drowned while trying to reach a drifting paddle boat. Fellow players Trenton Dulesky and Zane Bungard rescued him, with Bungard pulling Gallagher from the pond and performing CPR alongside Dulesky. Their quick action saved his life, and he has since fully recovered and is already returned to practice. And story number three coming from Louisiana, where last week Michael Painter was attempting a front flip into a river near Bogalusa, Louisiana, but slipped and seriously injured his spine, leaving him paralyzed and stranded in the water. Fortunately, his 10-year-old daughter Carson acted quickly and pulled him to the water's edge before going alone to get help. Her actions led to a timely rescue, and Painter is now recovering in therapy, with Carson being recognized for her bravery. The good news, a girl saves a dad's life after a serious spinal injury. A high school football player rescued while drowning by his teammates. And an Arkansas para-teenager spending their summer break doing yard work to help elderly residents out completely for free. That's what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good, folks. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours. Sylvanus at Sunrise is coming up next on the Joe Show.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Come join us July 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the grand reopening at a gathering place. Come out and take a look at our newly renovated facility that's going to offer the best in services to seniors in Boyle County and our special needs adults in our Adult Day Healthcare program. Have lunch on us and come see all the great changes.
A gathering place on Gene Drive in Danville, July 2nd, broadcast live on Z105.
Pioneer Playhouse is celebrating 76 years in the Bluegrass. We are Kentucky's oldest outdoor theater, and we're right here in Danville. Don't miss our 76th anniversary season under the stars. Our 76th season in the Bluegrass kicks off with The Game's Afoot, a Sherlock Holmes mystery, June 6th through June 28th. Sherlock Holmes meets Clue in his funny, fast-paced murder mystery comedy set in a spooky mansion with a suspiciously sublime lineup of suspects. A whodunit that will keep you guessing and giggling until the very end. Rated PG. In case of light rain, shows will continue outdoors. Rain checks will be given if show is canceled due to severe weather. Pioneer Playhouse is located at 840 Stanford Road in Danville. Dinner and show only $40. $22 for just the show. Kids rates and group discounts available. available. Reservations must be made online or by calling the box office, 859-236-2747, or go to pioneerplayhouse.com for tickets. When the sun goes down, the stars come out at Pioneer Playhouse.
Putting the hot.
It's intense for sure.
In Hot Atlanta.
I believe that the racetrack has definitely changed.
I'm Mark Darrow, and this is PRN's Garage Pass.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
The newly named Echo Park Speedway will host a nighttime NASCAR doubleheader this weekend in Atlanta, climaxed by Saturday's Quaker State 400. Since the 1.5-mile track was repaved and reconfigured in 2022, Kyle Larson confirms it races with the intensity of a super speedway.
It's just like a hybrid of Daytona and Talladega, so it's intense for sure. It's unique, and your heart rate gets up. I mean, you're drafting, you're on top of each other, you feel like you're on edge. The lap happens really quick, there's some bumps. It's just really edgy.
A winner of Atlanta's record-breaking 3-wide finish in 2024, Daniel Suarez.
I believe that the racetrack has definitely changed. It has lost grip. It has become a little more bumpy. You know, even though that we've been great here the last few trips, the car is not going to be the same because we know the racetrack, every single winter here over this is pretty cold. The racetrack gets a hit, so it's very important just to keep up with that.
Friday night at 5 Eastern, PRN will have live Cup Series qualifying, followed at 7 with the Focused Health 250 Xfinity Series race.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
32 drivers begin the 5-race in-season tournament this weekend with a speedway race to start, followed by 2 road races. Michael McDowell is hoping to be the upsetting $1 million champion.
We can be one of those surprise contenders. I think it's something new and fun and exciting, and yeah, you're definitely going to be paying attention to who you're going head-to-head with. So with the tracks that we have in the tournament, we have an opportunity to put ourselves in good position. So, yeah, we'll see.
In Atlanta, McDowell, the 11th seed, goes up against the 22nd ranked A.J. Allmendinger. PRN's Garage Pass. Not narrow-minded, Garrow-minded.
So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's candy. Delicious flavors of family tradition, old-fashioned candy since 61. Light, rich, creamy, made by hand. A southern treat, a Kentucky brand. Mom Blakeman's Candy.com. So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's Candy.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Come on, call Mark or Chris. They'll give you a free quote, 859-236-6686, Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. All right, rain showers are possible beginning today, but mostly tomorrow and Sunday into the early portions of next week and the work week as well. A high today of 91, a low tonight of 70, 60% chance of rain tomorrow, 87, and 50-50 on Sunday with 88 as the high. Right now it's 6:52 in the morning, 71 degrees, 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's 6th favorite segment on the Joe Show. We call it the Dad Joke of the Day.
Dad Joke of the Day.
All right, the Dad Joke of the Day. Here we go. I figured this is kind of appropriate for the type of weather we've had here this week. I don't know if you heard this, but the inventor of the heat index died. The guy who founded and created, or I guess was the first one to help us understand the heat index. The founder of the heat index has died. He was 88 years old, but he felt like 107. The dad joke of the day. Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. We installed this last week. Maybe you've already installed it. It's called Dune. D-U-N-E. D as in D's. It's a simple, but as they say, addictive jumping game. And the object is the higher you jump, the harder the landing will be. So the trick is to keep landing smooth and not crash. Don't do that. You learn a few laws of physics. You test the limits of jumping. It is free, and it really takes your time. So if you're stalled between planes or you're waiting for an appointment, try Dune. And they say it's pretty good for eye-hand coordination. Dune, once again free, right here in this molten magma every day. Rick Dees and the Planet of the Apps.
Yes, sir. Rick Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show at this time. Leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight, where Ross Bennett is in the spotlight. Ross Bennett, and he talks about the one thing that someone over 50 and someone under 50 do not have in common. Without a shadow of a doubt, more than likely they do not have this in common. Ross Bennett, Country Comic Spotlight, here he is.
I always like to close my shows by taking a little poll. By applause, who here is 50 and older? Applaud if you're 50 and older. That's enough. Don't hurt yourself. Be careful. Applaud if you're under 50. The question I leave you with, what is the major difference between those of you who are over 50 and under 50? If you know it, just shout it out. A colonoscopy. Now, people say, Ross, why do you talk about a subject like this? It's very private. I actually do it as a public service. I figure if I can get everybody laughing about it appropriately when they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s, then maybe when the doctor tells them it's time for the examination, they won't put it off, because for some of those people, it turns into a tragedy in their lives and for their families. So here's what's going to happen. Someday, you'll be 50 years old. This young man here, you'll be 50 years old. You'll be in your doctor's office. He'll be looking at his paperwork, and he'll be thinking to himself, I need to make a payment on my boat. He tells you it's time for your colonoscopy. You get uncomfortable. You think it's going to hurt, and they don't hurt because they give you drugs. I always tell young people, do not do drugs. But if the doctor insists, you got it. They give you legal narcotics. You go in fear. You quickly become an old jazz musician. There's no pain. If there's anything, it's the night before, where there's a little discomfort. My favorite part of the show, this is where those of us who have had one know something they do not. Very powerful feeling. They act like they walk around like they know everything. There's some things you don't have a clue about.
Ross Bennett in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps and the dad joke of the day. Best jokes from last night's late night show, starting off with Jimmy Fallon on NBC's Tonight Show, where Jimmy joked about the Trump administration wanting to let buyers get a mortgage using crypto coin.
Meanwhile, I saw that the Trump administration wants to allow home buyers to get a mortgage using crypto. Yeah, it'll be fun to see the Zillow's estimate say that your house is worth 1 billion iguana coins.
Jimmy Fallon joking about President Trump wanting to change the name of the Department of Defense back to the War Department. President's War Department. Here's Jimmy Fallon joking about that.
Well, some news from Washington. President Trump said that he wants to change the name of the Defense Department back to the War Department like it was in the 1940s. Yeah. he might get sued because the War Department is what TJ Maxx calls his clearance section.
Seth Meyers joking about NBC's late night, or on NBC's late night, about President Trump meeting with President Zelensky.
When asked yesterday about his meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky, President Trump said Zelensky, quote, couldn't have been nicer, before adding, I could have, though.
Seth Meyers also joking about President Trump's staff saying the war in Iran is over.
During an interview yesterday, President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, said that the conflict between Iran, Israel, and the U.S. is over, and added, the proof is in the pudding, no one's shooting at each other. And yes, anytime the shooting stops in the Middle East, you can be sure it's over forever.
Still on us at Sunrise, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Rick Dees, and the Planet of the Apps, the dad joke of the day, and Ross Bennett in this morning's Country Comic Spotlight. It's 6:58 in the morning. We are back in 60 seconds for top hour news right here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
To be a recycling hero in Danville with curbside pickup, or impress the fine folks at Boyle County Recycling Center? Pay attention, because it's a little more than just breathing air and tossing your stuff in the bin. Only plastics marked with numbers 1 and 2 make the cut. Got it? Great. And don't just toss in goo-covered spaghetti jars or soda cans. Rinse those bad boys. Gotta be squeaky clean, shiny happy, bone dry. Bonus tip, this also applies to your metal cans, whether they're steel, tin, or aluminum. Seriously, don't mix in that oil-stained tin foil hat. Got a hoarding problem with cardboard, catalogs, and magazines that rival a library? Set them free to reincarnate. Cereal boxes, office paper, they're all up for this new spiritual paper journey. And listen up, confetti enthusiasts, bag that shredded paper. Sorry, folks. Glass is not welcome to the recyclables party, but hey, give yourself a high five for recycling right.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The U.S. Supreme Court wraps up its term today with a wave of major rulings. Justices are expected to decide on 6 cases, including one that could impact President Trump's effort to limit birthright citizenship. The court won't rule on his executive order directly, but will decide whether federal judges can issue nationwide injunctions as legal battles continue. Other rulings today cover health care, religious freedom, and voting rights. The court will go on break until October. Democratic and Republican senators exited an intel briefing Thursday on the Iran strikes with vastly different takeaways. Tammy Trujillo with details.
Tom Cotton of Arkansas says between the Israeli and U.S. strikes, Iran's nuclear ambitions were dealt a serious blow.
If you look at the whole span of what happened over 12 days, that's why we're confident that we have had an extraordinary success.
Cotton added the vital components within the chain for Iran to build a nuke were destroyed. Meanwhile, Connecticut's Chris Murphy says Iran's nuclear program has been damaged but not obliterated, as President Trump maintains. Murphy commented that Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard was notably absent from the briefing.
President Trump is threatening legal action against CNN and the New York Times over their reporting on the U.S. airstrikes in Iran. Trump's lawyers sent letters to both outlets demanding retractions and apologies, claiming their stories hurt his reputation by downplaying the strike's impact on Iran's nuclear program. Both outlets have rejected the demands. The judge in the Brian Kohberger case has denied a motion from the defense to delay the trial. More from Brad Ford.
Brian Kohberger's legal team wanted to delay because of the volume of evidence that needed to be reviewed, potentially prejudicial media coverage, and preparations for the penalty phase. The judge ruled the defense had time to review materials and the delay would not reduce media coverage. The trial is set for August.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-340-5510. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-340-5510. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-340-5510.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all...
The wife of the man accused of shooting 2 Minnesota leaders and their spouses is speaking out for the first time. More from Chris Coraggio.
Jenny Belter released a statement through her lawyer offering her sympathies to the victims and their families. She added that she is cooperating with authorities as they investigate her husband, Vance Belter. He allegedly posed as a police officer and gunned down House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband on June 14th. Belter is also accused of shooting and wounding State Senator John Huffman and his wife. I'm Chris Coraggio.
Ford Motor Company is telling the owners of over 2,300 Super Duty pickup trucks from the model year 2025 not to drive them. The order is due to an issue with the hydraulic brake system that can lead to brake failure. The affected models are F-250, F-350, F-450, and F-550 Super Duty trucks. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says a spring in the braking system might not have been installed. The Trump Organization is no longer claiming that its new smartphone is made in the USA. More from Matt Mattinson.
Earlier this month, Trump's company introduced a gold-colored smartphone called the T1, which goes for about $500. The company's website said it was made in the USA, but that slogan has since been replaced with the claim that the T1 has an American-proud design and was brought to life right here in the USA. When the T1 first came out, financial experts told CNBC that the U.S. does not have the supply chain to make smartphones, and that even if it did, many components would still need to come from overseas. I'm Matt Mattinson.
The new album from Lorde is now streaming. Virgin is Lorde's first studio album in nearly 4 years and includes the new single Hammer, which has a video out now, and the single What Was That, which hit the Billboard Top 40 earlier this year. Nearly every date on her Ultrasound World Tour has sold out. Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Bad decisions limit future options. Stop adversity from becoming stress. Listen to The Flatline with host Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR. Learn problem-solving devices built on God's Word. For inspiration, education, all without manipulation. The Flatline Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR and online at hometownlive.net.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pim Fitzgerald-Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
Well, good morning to you. It is the 27th day of June, a day where we get sunshine, and 91 is the high. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here first, brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here on the Bypass in Danville, where we make buying a vehicle easy. No fast talk, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks or silly commercials. Just honest deals and a team that takes pride in doing business the right way. For over 75 years, we've built trust by treating our customers like family, offering fair prices and making sure you drive away with confidence. Stop by today and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Crosspike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help. And Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville-Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tut's restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mattis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
Nobody does fireworks like Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet. Mark's is factory direct to save you money. And only Mark's has the really good stuff, like the legendary RGS Black Widow Super Shells and the new 7-inch Silverbacks. Our biggest, boldest shells yet. Want a grand finale? Get the new, really good stuff finale. They will sell out, from backyard fun shows to blow the block away shows. Mark's team will custom build one for you. Mark'sFireworks.com. Now in Danville, visit our air-conditioned showroom at 541 South 4th Street.
Curamed is a top-selling curcumin product in America for good reason. Curamed from Terry Naturally provides remarkable health benefits. Make sure you insist on a bestseller. Insist on Curamed. We're so confident Curamed will offer the results you deserve, we guarantee it, or your money back.
Curamed is on sale now, only at the Danville Nutrition Center. Save 25% off on both Curamed and Curamin for pain. Danville Nutrition Center is located at 802 South 4th Street in Danville.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, brought to you by our friends at Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is open now in Danville. Mostly sunny, 91 is the high, and rain shower chances begin tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. And Tuesday as well. Daily rain shower chances, but also expected to be mostly sunny too. Right now it's 72 degrees. Friday, the 27th day of June. It's 7:11 in the morning. 859-238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning. 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the radio, on the Joe Show, keeping us up to date on what's going on here in the Danville-Boyle County area on WHIR. Again, later on this morning, 11 o'clock this morning at Ponderosa Speedway. It's the I think readers and race cars or something like that they're having the event there at Ponderosa where kids can go out, they can see some of the cars, they can meet some of the drivers, they can bring their bikes and big wheels onto the actual track, and then the main event, a race between the Boyle County Bookmobile and the other neighboring bookmobiles as well, Mercer County, Garrett County, Lincoln County, and I think Casey County in there as well, racing their bookmobiles against each other there on the Ponderosa Speedway tracks. And that'll be a fun event to watch. You'll be able to see that today, Ponderosa Speedway, from 11 o'clock until about 1 o'clock or so. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom have apparently officially split up now. It's official. They are done. And, mattress stores are always looking for a reason to discount their mattresses.
It's official. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom have split up. Which means there's no better time to save on a mattress than at the Katy Perry Orlando Bloom Breakup Mattress Blowout Sale. Yes, the 4th of July is coming, and we're celebrating their independence from each other by giving you great deals on mattresses. They don't need a mattress anymore, but you do, and you can get one at the Katy Perry Orlando Bloom Breakup Mattress Blowout Sale.
To be honest, I totally forgot Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom were still dating. But then, boom, they broke up. Well, for some reason, this mattress store was using that as an excuse to sell mattresses, so I got one. And it's such a low price. Thanks for breaking up, Katy and Orlando.
So what are you waiting for? Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom may be heartbroken, but you won't be once you see the low prices at the Katy Perry Orlando Bloom Breakup Mattress Blowout Sale going on now.
There you go. Let's see what's breaking and trending this morning here on the Joe Show, waking you up with the news headlines on this Friday morning and the things that made news while you were catching your sleep last night. Here we go. Hurricane tracks and intensity will be harder to predict this year. The Department of Defense announced it would immediately stop ingesting, processing, and transmitting data essential to most hurricane forecasts. The NOAA confirmed the news with a service change notice to all users, including the National Hurricane Center, that on Monday they would no longer receive real-time microwave data collected aboard 3 weather satellites jointly run by the NOAA and the U.S. Department of Defense. The satellites are able to see beneath the clouds, which makes it possible to gauge the track of building intensity of a tropical system, especially at night. Retired National Hurricane Center branch chief James Franklin warns that, quote, without this imagery, there will be increased risk of surprise sunrise or sunrise surprise. The realization from first light images that a system had become much better organized overnight, but it wasn't recognized because structural details are so hard to discern from infrared satellite. The 3 satellites make up half of the systems that collect the info. Microsoft's blue screen of death is going away. The computer giant says it's part of a larger revamp following last year's CrowdStrike outage that crashed over 8 million Windows devices, including banks, companies, and airlines. In Windows 11, there won't be a frowny face and QR code appearing during unexpected restarts like there's been for the past 40 years. The error screen will be black with a short message that tells users they need to restart. The company says it's part of a plan to cut the time users can get back to work after a computer crash. The judge in the Brian Kohberger case has denied a motion from the defense to delay the trial. Kohberger's legal team wanted a delay because of the volume of evidence that needed to be reviewed, potentially prejudicial media coverage, and preparations for the penalty phase. The judge ruled the defense had time to review materials and the delay wouldn't reduce media coverage. The trial is set for August. Kohberger's accused in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. The White House plans to cut back on sharing secret information with Congress after details about U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites leaked to the press this week. The administration says it will post less classified material on CapNet, the system lawmakers use to see secret reports. The leak involved an early report from the Defense Intelligence Agency saying that Iran strikes only set back their nuclear program by 3 to 6 months. The information was available to Congress members in a secure room at the Capitol, and it's not clear who leaked that information. At yesterday's Pentagon press briefing, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth criticized early reports that reported to say that bombings in Iran only set back that program by a few months.
Anyone with, two eyes, some ears, and a brain can recognize that kind of firepower with that specificity at that location and others is going to have a devastating effect.
General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, gave a bullet point list of events in the attack on Iran yesterday.
The weapons were built, tested, and loaded properly. 2, the weapons were released on speed, and on parameters. 3, the weapons all guided to their intended targets and to their intended aim points.
Of course, this has become a partisan issue now. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer criticized the decision, saying the administration doesn't want facts to get out and only wants Trump's version of the events. House Speaker Mike Johnson suspects the leaks came from Congress and called it, quote, dangerous and ridiculous. So no longer will they be posting all the information for Congress to see. The Trump administration may try to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but not soon. Kilmar Abrego Garcia's long immigration fight took another turn yesterday. In a Maryland hearing, a Justice Department lawyer said that if the Salvadorian native leaves the Tennessee jail he's currently in, ICE will try to deport him to a third country, not El Salvador, despite a 2019 court order blocking that move. Abrego Garcia was wrongly deported in March, flown back this month, and now faces federal human smuggling charges tied to a gun-running ring. A Tennessee judge approved his pretrial release, yet he must stay locked up at least until today, while lawyers argue over bail and future deportation. Another hearing on July 7th will weigh his lawsuit and travel limits. That's what's breaking and trending this morning on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Right now it's 7:19 in the morning on this Friday, the 27th day of June. And we'll see what movies coming out this weekend in a Feature Flick Friday on The Joe Show, coming up after the Big Daddy gives us a look at sports. Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the Bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. In the NBA's second round of the draft last night, 2 former Kentucky players heard their names called. Kobe Bryant was drafted 41st overall by the Phoenix Suns. 7-footer Amari Williams was taken by the Boston Celtics with a 46th selection. Brea and Williams are the first players ever coached by Mark Pope to be drafted. Another ex-Wildcat, Adu Tiero out of Arkansas, was chosen by the LA Lakers with the 36th pick. And former Morehead State star Janai Broome, the SEC Player of the Year from Auburn, was the 35th player taken in the draft. For the second year in a row, the University of the Cumberlands is the winner of the Learfield Directors' Cup in the NAIA, given annually to the best college athletic departments. The Patriots were national champions in women's track and field, while the men were runners-up. The men's and women's lacrosse teams made the championship game, and baseball at the Cumberlands finished 6th in the NAIA College World Series. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Clayton Kershaw fanned 5 Rockies to bring his career total to 2,997 strikeouts as the Dodgers topped Colorado 3-1. The Cubs blanked the Cardinals 3-0, while the Mets shut out the Braves 4-0, and the Blue Jays shut out the Guardians 6-0. The Astros, Marlins, Rays, Tigers, and Twins all won. The Reds had the day off and will entertain San Diego for the start of a 3-game series tonight. NASCAR is running in Atlanta this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tonight at 7 o'clock on WHIR-FM 103.9. Tomorrow we have Cup racing for you. Airtime at 6, also on WHIR-AM and FM. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay there, Rayleigh Joe. It's brought to you by our friends over at The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators of the Little Sign Shop have got you covered. They do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and they offer logo design in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391 for the Little Sign Shop. All right, you get mostly sunny skies, a high of 91 today, a low tonight of 70. Rain shower chances move in here Saturday and Sunday, and they'll give us daily rain shower chances, but also lots of sunshine expected too, so it won't hang around too long. High tomorrow of 87, high Sunday of 88. Monday, Tuesday, give us rain shower chances as well, but we really clear out by the middle of next week, and then July 4th on Friday should look pretty good. Right now it's 7:23 in the morning, 71 degrees here in Danville. 859-238-WHIR is your number to call in. It's a Feature Flick Friday. Here we go. All right, let's see what's coming out this weekend in the box office. F1, the movie, is coming out. PG-13 is the rating on that. Brad Pitt plays a driver whose promising career was derailed by an accident 30 years ago. He gets a shot at redemption when former teammate Javier Bardem asks him to help save his floundering team, led by a rookie driver, Damson Idris. It is new in theaters this week. F1, the movie, rated PG-13, again starring Brad Pitt. There are 3 new releases this week. Number 2 is Megan 2.0, also PG-13. This one takes place 2 years after the first Megan movie, with Megan's creator, Gemma, played by Allison Williams, now an advocate for strict government AI oversight. But after a defense contractor steals Megan's tech issues and creates a self-aware killer robot named Amelia, Gemma is forced to resurrect and upgrade Megan to prevent the other AI doll, Amelia, from wiping out the rest of humanity. Megan 2.0, PG-13 is that rating. And then Ice Road Vengeance has not yet received a rating. This is coming out in limited release this weekend. It's Liam Neeson starring in the sequel to the 2021 big rig movie called The Ice Road. In this one, Liam takes on some ruthless mercenaries on the road to Mount Everest to protect a busload of tourists and save a village they're threatening. So there you go. Ice Road Vengeance, not yet rated. Megan 2.0, PG-13, and F1, the movie, PG-13 as well. New in the theaters on the big screen this weekend on The Joe Show. Friday, June the 27th.
Stop your work, just get up and start singing. Come on, it's Friday. Come on, it's Friday. End of the week, we've been working together. It started out on Monday and it kept dragging on. 5 o'clock is coming, we'll celebrate together. Working too long, now it's time for relaxing. Come on, it's Friday. Come on, it's Friday. Come on, it's Friday. Come on, it's Friday.
There you go. It's a Friday all day long. Hey, are you an early adopter who loves the latest tech? If the answer is yes, then we'll let you be the guinea pig for this one, I guess. Researchers in China announcing a new way to treat a sinus infection. Instead of antibiotics, you'll just shoot an army of tiny robots up your nose. It's the latest in nanobot technology, or technically they're microbots because they're still big enough to see under a normal microscope. But even microbots are very small. Each tiny nose robot is smaller than a speck of dust, way thinner than a human hair, and they're programmed to wipe out bacteria. It's not clear how many have to shoot up your nose to fight a sinus infection here. They're just called swarms of tiny robots. So you'll have a swarm in your nose. They tested them on animals first, as always, and they say that they could be approved to treat sinus and bladder infections in humans in 5 to 10 years. They're still figuring out how to make sure they can get them all out of your body when they're done, though, right? You don't want them up there when you don't have an infection, but they're hoping they'll just come out when you blow your nose. Their other big concern is whether we'll be willing to shoot robots up our nose. The conspiracy crowd will claim Bill Gates wants to control your thoughts or something like that. An army of tiny robots may be the way to cure your next cold. Nanobot technology. You shoot them up your nose. They're very small, smaller than a speck of dust, thinner than human hair, and programmed to wipe out bacteria. What do you think about that? 7:27 in the morning. On the 27th day of June, Friday morning. Good morning to you. Glad to have you on the Joe Show this morning.
There's blood in the streets, it's up to my ankles.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Step into pop.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A proposed budget was passed by Louisville Metro City Council Thursday night.
Mayor Craig Greenberg's 2026 budget was passed by Louisville Metro Council on Thursday night. The council voted in favor 21-4 for the amended fiscal year budget and 20-4 for the capital budget. A large slice of this budget goes towards public safety, with new technology and recruiting the big ticket items for Louisville Metro Police, Fire, EMS, and other bodies. Other items include infrastructure, businesses, affordable housing, a new central located TARC facility, and AI to enhance Metro government. I'm Lee Mowen.
GE Appliances is making the largest investment in company history, announcing a $490 million expansion of its global headquarters at Appliance Park in Louisville. The move will shift laundry production back from China and create 800 new full-time jobs. The project includes a complete redesign of one manufacturing building, adding new automation, robotics, and production lines for over 15 models of front-load washers, including a combination washer-dryer unit. City and state officials say the deal came together in just a few weeks, with $4 million in local incentives helping Louisville beat out the other states. GE CEO says workforce consolidation was the driving force and that Louisville remains central to the company's future strategy. In Whitley County, a trial date is set now for a South Carolina man accused of attempting to kidnap a child from a playground. State police say Willie Bethia was later arrested in Corbin and has a history of serious violent offenses. His trial begins October 21st. And across Kentucky, a deadline is looming for families whose children rely on Medicaid. Temporary auto renewals end June 30th. Families must respond to mailed notices or risk losing coverage, even if their child still qualifies under income guidelines. Advocates say missed renewals could impact thousands of children with disabilities or complex medical needs. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hi, it's Daryl, the cigar sommelier and owner of Smokin' Bourbon. I know you guys have been waiting, but the wait is over. We are now open for business. So come on down to Smokin' Bourbon, where you can smoke, sip, and chill.
Central Kentucky's newest cigar bar in Danville by the bowling alley in the Greenleaf Shopping Center. This big boss atmosphere is veteran-owned with connoisseur quality cigars and bourbon, creating a social destination. For more information, go to smoke-in-bourbon.com.
Now open.
Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Crosspike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help, and Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tuts Restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's third-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Lee's Famous Recipe's been serving the best chicken in Danville since 1972. Lee's is proud to serve up money-saving $6 meals that include 2 strips or 2 pieces of dark meat, livers or gizzards, your choice of a side, plus a home-style buttermilk biscuit and drink, all of it just $6. Don't feel like cooking? Feed the family with an 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece meal that comes with large shareable sides and home-style buttermilk biscuits. For your next get-together, call Lee's, the expert caterers, at 859-236-8777. Visit Lee's Famous Recipe, the chicken specialist in Danville on South 4th.
I'm Adam Hopkins, Security Officer at Farmers National Bank. If you receive a call from what looks to be your bank and are asked for your account number or online banking password, don't give it to them. This is a scam. Your bank already has this information. Call your bank to verify requests.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right there, Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators of the Little Sign Shop have got you covered. They do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Mostly sunny. 91 is your high, 70 is your low. Getting cooler as we head toward the weekend. 87 the high tomorrow. On Sunday, the high is 88. Monday, rain shower, thunderstorm chances, 87. We get rain shower chances Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It clears out of here by Wednesday. Right now, 7:38 in the morning, 72 degrees, and Tyler Miller joins the show this morning with the County Agent's Corner. Good morning, Tyler. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Joe. I'm doing good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Tyler, appreciate you being on. The County Agent's Corner brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
Here's Tyler Miller.
All right, well, welcome, folks. And we're going to talk a little bit about crabgrass this morning, and that is can be used for some considered pretty good grazing, and you can make some hay out of it. And it has a whopping 825,000 seeds per pound, so a lot of seeds per pound there. But when we go to sow crabgrass, we do that with 3 to 6 pounds of seed. This is live seed per acre, and doesn't go in very deep, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So you got to be careful we don't get crabgrass in very deep. Now we can seed the crabgrass from May 1st to July 1st, so we're pretty well done with our crabgrass seeding. But we get a harvest in a range of June 15th to September 30th, and we can get 2 to 4 tons out of that. And just a note about crabgrass, double seeding rate for coated seed. The uncoated seed should be mixed with a carrier, such as a fertilized or maybe pelleted lime, to help spread that because it is so small. And then we need to seed when soil temperatures exceed 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now crabgrass can kind of move off-site. It can creep. And it can be hard to slow down if we don't manage it right. So we don't have a lot of people utilize crabgrass, but it is an option to what we have. And that's just some information on crabgrass on this Friday's edition of the County Agent's Corner. God bless.
There you go. Tyler Miller with this morning's County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Tyler, before you go, some random facts you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Tyler, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Tyler. Here we go. Fact number 1. Did you know, Tyler, that we live closer in time to the Tyrannosaurus Rex than the Tyrannosaurus Rex lived to the Stegosaurus? So you think like all the dinosaurs live at the same time, but that's not the way it worked. Which kind of makes me sad because I always like to imagine the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus as like best friends. They're hanging out, but they didn't even know each other.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah. Number 2, every American president in the past century has made at least one international trip during their presidency, with only one exception. Over the last 100 years, every single one's made at least one international trip except one. Tyler, do you know who that is?
I would have no idea.
Herbert Hoover, Tyler. That would have been your next guess.
Okay. Yep,
Yeah, Herbert Hoover.
Right. It was. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Number 3, even though Americans are the only ones who use the term soccer instead of football, it's not actually an American word. Soccer originated in England. So they want to get on us for calling soccer soccer. They're the ones who made the word up, not us.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 4, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker. Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's an actor. Rachel McAdams, an actress. Fred Durst, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit. Pharrell, who's a singer. Sharon Stone, Jay Leno, Seal, and Pink all have one thing in common, besides the fact that they're famous, Tyler. It's that they all worked at a McDonald's growing up.
Oh, I thought they was going to tune into the Joe Show.
Yeah, well,
okay.
they should all listen to the Joe Show. That should be the other thing they all have in common.
Yeah.
And shame on them for not doing that. And number 5, Tyler, the group ABBA got its name from the first 4 letters of the members' names of the group. Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Annie Fred were the names of those 4 members of ABBA. There you go, Tyler. Little Dancing Queen leaves us off this week. We'll talk to you again in the month of July, okay?
All righty. We'll tune in.
All right, Tyler. Bye. That's Tyler Miller, Lincoln County Extension Office, 7:43 in the morning.
For over 20 years, Mark's Fireworks has been more than a store. It's a family tradition. We don't just sell fireworks, we design them, partnering direct with factories to bring you the safest, most spectacular shows since 1999. Don't miss the all-new Really Good Stuff finale. These are sure to sell out fast. And Mark's all-new 7-inch silverback shells. Big or small, we build custom shows for every budget. Only at Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet. Mark's Fireworks, a family tradition. Now in Danville at 541 South 4th Street.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. In the NBA's second round of the draft last night, 2 former Kentucky players heard their names called. Kobe Bryant was drafted 41st overall by the Phoenix Suns. 7-footer Amari Williams was taken by the Boston Celtics with a 46th selection. Bryant and Williams are the first players ever coached by Mark Pope to be drafted. Another ex-Wildcat, Adu Tiero out of Arkansas, was chosen by the L.A. Lakers with the 36th pick, and former Morehead State star Janai Broome, the SEC Player of the Year from Auburn, was the 35th player taken in the draft. For the second year in a row, the University of the Cumberlands is the winner of the Learfield Directors' Cup in the NAIA, given annually to the best college athletic departments. The Patriots were national champions in women's track and field, while the men were runners-up. The men's and women's lacrosse teams made the championship game, and baseball at the Cumberlands finished 6th in the NAIA College World Series. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Clayton Kershaw fanned 5 Rockies to bring his career total to 2,997 strikeouts, as the Dodgers topped Colorado 3-1. The Cubs blanked the Cardinals 3-0. while the Mets shut out the Braves 4-0, and the Blue Jays shut out the Guardians 6-0. The Astros, Marlins, Rays, Tigers, and Twins all won. The Reds had the day off and will entertain San Diego for the start of a 3-game series tonight. NASCAR is running in Atlanta this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tonight at 7 o'clock on WHIR-FM 103.9. Tomorrow we have Cup racing for you. Airtime at 6, also on WHIR-AM and FM. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Gold prices are climbing, and that means now is the perfect time to turn your unwanted gold into cold hard cash. At B&L Jewelers, we're buying gold every day, whether it's broken chains, single earrings, outdated styles, or old class rings. If it's real gold, we want to see it. Our experienced team will evaluate your items right on the spot and make you a no-pressure offer. You might be surprised at how much your forgotten jewelry is worth. Why let it sit in the drawer when you could be putting money back into your pocket? No appointment needed. Trusted by the community for years. Located in the Danville Manor Shopping Center. B&L Jewelers, where honesty, value, and experience shine. Come see what your gold is really worth today.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers. Give that gift with that personal touch to that person in your life that means so much. It's the perfect way to say, hey baby, I love you, and I need you to love me more. And the perfect diamond to get you to do it's at the B&L Jewelers store. Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
And now, here's a message from Morrison Bottom at Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville.
Lord, you are so wonderful, and you provide so much. We ask for blessings upon those that seek to preach your word. Those that hear, Father, we know just going to church doesn't save us, but it sure does help lives when we worship you together. All glory belongs to thee, Father. Amen.
A message from Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville, across from Berkman Mill.
I went to ride Hatfield Chevrolet, and they had me
driving in my car, going very far, down the street in my car.
If you want to ride, go to RodHatfieldChevy.com. Rod Hatfield Chevrolet, Lexington, Kentucky.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Alrighty there, Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by our friends over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses and big-time discounts. Save up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. You get sunshine, 91 is the high, a low tonight of 70. Tomorrow, rain shower chances daily through Tuesday. You do get sunshine tomorrow, 87. Sunshine Sunday, 88. And sunshine Monday, at 87. But again, we get rain showers throughout each of those days. Right now, it's 7:49 in the morning, 73 degrees here in Danville. So glad to have you aboard the show. Let's give you our big deal of the hour this hour, since Big Deals Online Store did sponsor the weather forecast this go around. Pioneer Playhouse, you got 2 more chances to go to see the games afoot today and tomorrow. $22 retail value for tickets, yours for $17. So basically, you buy 2, you're saving $10. At the Pioneer Playhouse, go to hometownlive.net and click on our Big Deals online store. And you'll be able to save money by going to that website. And when you order those tickets, make sure you call Pioneer Playhouse and let them know what show you want to go to and tell them you got tickets off the radio station website. Because when you buy them from our website, it does not alert Pioneer Playhouse. So they have no idea that you have the tickets. You have to call them yourself and tell them, hey, I got tickets. Can I reserve a couple of spots for whatever night you want to go to? 7:50 in the morning, we are heading out west to Hollywood to see what's going on in the showbiz segment. Celebrity news. Those people so rich and famous they are disassociated with reality. Rule of thumb, if a celebrity does it or says that, you should do and say the opposite. Here we go. All right, how many times have you been emotionally wrecked by that commercial where Sarah McLachlan sings, "In the Arms of an Angel," and asks you to care about abused and abandoned puppies? Even Sarah says she can't watch those ads because they're too painful. But she loves animals, and a friend on the ASPCA board, so she did the commercial for them. But the ad didn't show her as the happy and optimistic person that she is. She says, quote, "It showed me as the sort of quiet, sad person with all my puppies and kittens. I'll never forget the director saying, quote, I just need a little more sad face from you." It all worked out, though. Sarah says in a year, the campaign raised $30 million. In related news, Sarah's releasing a new album on September 19th called Better Broken, so you can get that in stores. The new Golden Bachelor was announced, 66-year-old Mel Owens. He's a lawyer and a former linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams, and he might also kind of be a jerk. Now, there's other words we could use besides jerk that I don't want to say, but you'll get where I'm coming from. In a recent interview, he talked about what he's looking for in a potential mate. He said, quote, "I told the producers 45 to 60, just being honest. If they're 60 or over, I'm cutting them." He added, quote, "This is not the Silver Bachelor. This is the Golden Bachelor." He also told them, quote, "They've got to be fit because I stay in shape and work out and stuff. And I told them to try to stay away from artificial hips and the wigs." Owens technically had no say in who the producers chose, but they told him, quote, "They're going to be hot. Don't worry about it." Something about that just kind of seems icky. And the Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez wedding festivities kicked off yesterday, and the celebrities have been pouring into Venice. Here's who's been spotted so far. Kim and Khloe Kardashian, plus Kris, Kylie, and Kendall Jenner, Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner and their kids, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, and newly single Orlando Bloom, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, Leonardo DiCaprio, Usher, Karlie Kloss, and fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg. Now, there's no official word on how much all this is costing, but estimates have anywhere from $45 to $75 million. The city of Venice expects to pocket as much as $35 million, and Jeff and Lauren are donating millions to several local charities. The actual wedding's happening today, and yes, there is a prenup. Sources say they actually tied the knot officially in the U.S. before leaving for Italy. A bunch of celebrities are in Italy for Jeff Bezos' wedding. Is the new Golden Bachelor kind of a jerk? Sounds like it. And Sarah McLachlan agrees that her commercial for the abused puppies is painful to watch. That's what's breaking and trending in the celebrity world today here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR. Melton's Deli is where we're going for lunch this afternoon. It's a Friday, which means we get the Miles Bell Special. The Big Daddy Club is our Friday pick of the day, piled high with deli baked ham, smoked turkey, crisp bacon, Swiss and American cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise on your choice of wheat, white, or rye bread. It's the number one sandwich on the menu. It's the Big Daddy Club. Tell them you heard them on The Joe Show this morning on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports, 247 East Main Street and 995 Ben Ally Drive at Melton's Deli in Danville. Check them out for the Big Daddy Club.
Are you prepared for the number one crippling summertime disease?
Brain freeze!
Slurpees, milkshakes, iced coffee, gelato, popsicles, smoothies, ice cream. All seemingly innocent, but any one of these could cause you or a loved one to suffer a catastrophic
brain freeze!
The devastating effects of brain freeze include the feeling of a sledgehammer hitting your head, the inability to think or move, and people laughing at you. Don't be the victim of a brain freeze. Lick, do not bite that Dairy Queen Dilly Bar. Sip, do not gulp that iced mocha blended. Use caution and you may survive the summer. This message brought to you by survivors of last summer's brain freezes.
Speaking of staying cool, brain freezes, if you're already sweating just thinking about summer travel, you are not alone in that regard. But there is a new trend that apparently is a thing now that might be perfect for you. It's called a coolcation, which means skipping heat and traveling somewhere with cooler temperatures this summer. So places with mountains, lakes, and forests, for example. I saw on Facebook, a Facebook friend of mine was in like Montana maybe, and it was snowing where she was. It was 33 degrees and the mountains were snow covered. This was just like 2 days ago I saw this. So yes, you can take a coolcation. You can find places even in the country that you're in. You don't even have to leave the country that are certainly a lot cooler than what we are right now. But according to Google trend searches that people are searching for, cooler travel destination searches are like way up. People are supposedly swapping out Florida for like Alaska and ditching desert heat for places like Canada and Iceland. It makes sense with extreme heat events becoming more common, and it's not just about comfort. Cooler spots often have fewer crowds this time of year as well, so you might need to jump on this coolcation trend if a breezy 70-degree getaway sounds more relaxing than roasting at an overcrowded beach resort. Coolcations is now kind of a thing people are doing, leaving hot places to go vacation in the summer and cooler places. However, if you do go to the beach, certainly one accessory item you have to have: sunglasses. And today is National Sunglasses Day, an essential accessory. People have been wearing gear to protect their eyes for centuries, and the fashionable ones that we wear today are more recent inventions. In the prehistoric era, the Inuit people would use walrus ivory to create sun goggles. And by the 1700s, it was common for doctors to prescribe tinted glasses to correct people's vision. Modern-day sunglasses, as we know, first appeared in the 1930s in Atlantic City. And then just before World War II, there was a little company that came out that became popular by the name of Ray-Ban that produced a product called aviators. Aviators were the first commercially successful style of sunglasses, and all that happened around the World War II era when Ray-Ban invented those. So today, National Sunglasses Day. Celebrate that accordingly right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports. It's 7:57 in the morning. 72 degrees here in Danville, and we're so glad to have you on the show this morning, keeping you up to date on what's going on in Danville and Boyle County on this Friday and the upcoming weekend. We're back right after this.
Summertime, summertime.
We're all ready for some summertime fun and at a big deals price. Go to Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon Water Park with admission tickets just $30 at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. They're determined and dedicated to providing safe, clean fun for all guests this summer. Beach Bend has rides for everyone in the family, including the nationally recognized Kentucky Rumbler wooden roller coaster. There's the whole family ride, the wet adventure down the Whitewater Express. And there's plenty of fun at Splash Lagoon Water Park. A day of summer fun, plus included with your admission ticket, you get free parking, free sunscreen, free tubes, all at Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green. Just a 2-hour drive away, so get ready to pack up and go to Beach Bend Park with admission tickets just $30 for a full day of fun in the sun. Go to hometownlive.net and click on Big Deals.
So shop now!
Shop now, buy now. Also save $5 on Pioneer Playhouse tickets.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no lie. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that.
8 o'clock in the morning, top hour news is coming your way right here on The Joe Show on WHIR. Coming up in the next 2 hours of the show, we'll have Dusty on here with the Kentucky Music Preview number 2. In the 9 o'clock in the morning hour, Tommy Barton, Parks and Rec Director, going to be on here at 9:10. Paint the Park is coming up next week, and we'll talk with Tommy about that. And then at 9:35, it's a McClure, and Bailey Friday right here on The Joe Show, WHIR Danville. 2 hours in and 2 hours to go. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX. It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. House members on Capitol Hill will get an intel briefing today on the U.S.-Iran strikes. Thursday's briefing in the Senate didn't appear to change anybody's mind. Republican Tom Cotton says his takeaway from the briefing was that the airstrikes were an extraordinary success. But Democrat Chris Murphy said Iran's nuclear program has been damaged but not obliterated. The nation's top military officer says the underground nuclear plant in Iran was studied for 15 years before the U.S. bombed the site. He also made it clear that the airstrikes on multiple sites went according to plan.
The weapons all guided to their intended targets.
Speaking at a news conference at the Pentagon, General Dan Kane said the bombs dropped on Fordo hit at the speed intended and added they used vents to deliver them. Kane showed a video of a test of a bunker-busting bomb, but didn't share more about the other nuclear sites the U.S. hit. The Supreme Court will be busy issuing rulings today on the final day of its 9-month term. The High Court will weigh in today on a case involving President Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship. Senior Supreme Court reporter Lawrence Hurley.
The court isn't actually deciding the merits of that. They're just deciding whether judges around the country had the power to enter nationwide injunctions that blocked this program. But any decision the court makes that says the judges didn't have the power to do that means that the plan could start to move forward in some form, even as every judge that's ruled on it has said it's illegal.
Other rulings today cover health care, religious freedom, and voting rights. The court will go on break until October. The Democratic lawmaker who was shot to death with her husband earlier this month will lie in state at the Minnesota State Capitol Rotunda. The alleged gunman reportedly posed as a police officer when he gunned down Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband on June 14th. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-885-9700. 800-885-9700. That's 800-885.
A man connected to the Palm Springs Fertility Clinic bombing last month in California died by jumping from an upper tier of the facility where he was being housed. Tammy Trujillo with details.
According to the Justice Department, Daniel Park was found unresponsive at the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles on Tuesday. Federal sources tell TMZ that Park stepped up on a table on an upper tier of the facility and plummeted to the ground floor. Park was taken to that facility on June 13th after he was indicted and charged with malicious destruction of property.
Suspended Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco has been found guilty in a sexual abuse case. Reed Shepard with a story.
But no jail time for the 24-year-old Franco, as he's received only a 2-year suspended sentence. Franco was arrested last year on charges that he had a 4-month relationship with a girl who was then just 14. He was also charged with paying off the girl's mother to keep her quiet. Prosecutors in the Dominican Republic were asking for a 5-year prison sentence and a 10-year sentence for the girl's mother. However, it would appear that Franco's legal troubles aren't over yet. He was arrested on weapons-related charges last November following a fight. That case is still pending in court.
Anna Wintour is stepping down as the U.S. editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. Sarah Lee Kessler reports.
Wintour reportedly told staffers on Thursday that Vogue is looking for a new head of editorial content. That person will report to her. She's staying on as chief content officer of Condé Nast and global editorial director of Vogue. Wintour is in charge of major brands, including Vanity Fair, GQ, Glamour, and Allure. Wintour, who's 75, has been Vogue's editor-in-chief for 37 years.
And one of the co-founders of the legendary R&B group The Whispers has died. Walter Scott started the singing act with his twin brother Wallace in the early 1960s. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Stay
Stacy, and I live in Harrisburg.
Who did you work with Welch Homes Real Estate?
Rosalind Drury. It was wonderful. We talked about exactly what I was looking for in a home, and she worked super hard. She was really good. I would highly recommend Rosalind Drury. She is amazing and gives 110%.
Welcome home with Welch Homes.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loan subject to credit approval.
Good morning to you. It's Friday. It's June the 27th, a day where we get sunshine and 91 is the high, and some daily rain shower chances over the weekend. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here now.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Crosspike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help, and Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville-Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tuts restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
Experience family fun with a Kentucky twist at Kentucky Kingdom Theme and Water Park. New for 2025, surround yourself with the beauty of Kentucky as you explore Discovery Meadow, a delightful new adventure featuring exciting new rides, beloved characters, and tasty treats to savor. Create unforgettable family memories while celebrating the bold spirit of Kentucky. Get 2 days of fun for one great price. Buy online only for just $49.99 at KentuckyKingdom.com/special offer.
Nobody does fireworks like Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet. Mark's is factory direct to save you money. And only Mark's has the really good stuff, like the legendary RGS Black Widow Super Shells and the new 7-inch Silverbacks. Our biggest, boldest shells yet. Want a grand finale? Get the new really good stuff finale. They will sell out. From backyard fun shows to blow the block away shows. Mark's team will custom build one for you. Mark'sFireworks.com. Now in Danville, visit our air-conditioned showroom at 541 South 4th Street.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right there, Ready Joe, brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. They proudly represent the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris. For a free quote, 859-236-6686 for Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. All right, you get sunshine, a high today 91, low tonight 70. Rain shower chances in here daily beginning tomorrow through Tuesday of the early portions of next week. Right now, it's 8:11 in the morning. It's 73 degrees, Friday, the 27th day of June. And Dusty joins us in studio. Good morning, Dusty. How are you?
Morning, Joe. I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good, Dusty. Doing good.
Good.
Got the live stream back up and working, so...
Was it down?
It was down for a couple days.
Oh, okay.
So our loyal listener, Mr. Packett, can now watch his favorite Joe Show guest.
Segment.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. I'll take it.
What's going on, Dusty?
I finished a book series, I guess. I think there's one more book, but it's not out yet. But it was a total of 6 books, and I finished it up this week.
Okay.
And so now I'm just kind of lost, and I don't know what to do or
So
listen to.
you said it was audiobooks?
Yeah. It's like they even on Audible it says thank you for being an audio reader or something like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not reading the books. I'm just listening to the books.
Yeah.
But it's the Red Rising series is
okay.
what
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it's a great series. It's sci-fi. It's like fantasy, but like it's you have so pretend that the humans have kind of evolved, but also like colonized the rest of the solar system.
Okay.
Right. So like Venus is now like they terraformed it, and like there's people living on it, and Mercury, and Mars, and all the moons of like Jupiter and Saturn. Right.
And people are living on them.
And people are living on them.
All
it's
right.
like and so they had 700 years of this rule,
Okay.
and they've developed in this 700 years. There's like a class system that has developed.
Okay.
So the humans that have taken over are called golds, and they're like perfection. They're all like 6'7". They're giant, like they're all muscular. Their
Okay.
bones have been genetically altered to be like
kind of sound
better.
like me.
Yeah.
Kind of like a planet full of me.
Just a planet full of Joes,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then you have like all these other different colors, like grays, reds, blues, violets, pinks, greens, and all these other ones that are underneath gold.
So do you know, Dusty, which class system, what the rankings are?
Yeah.
By listening to the book?
I do.
So
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
the lowest ranking?
The lowest ranking, you're looking at a red.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? You're puny?
Right. You're kind of smaller. You're a little more brittle, and like you're genetically bred, and you're kind of manipulated, and you're like the miners. And so it's called Red Rising because the Mars is colonized. Thank you.
Collinated. Like they're bees,
Yeah.
but they're people. They're not pollinating, they're pollinating.
They're pollinating. But they're like the miners. And they're like the class that's kind of lower. They're considered like the lowest class, and they have like little clans.
Okay.
And then like they're in the mines. However, due to all these circumstances, they take one of them, and they're able to carve him or surgically manipulate him to become a gold.
Oh.
And then he's supposed to take over from the inside and bring down the whole system.
Okay.
And like the first 3 books follows your main character Darrow. And then, like, the success of those 3 books led to the next 3 books.
Okay.
And the next 3 books is, like, after those events that take place. And so it's really good. Like, space battles, like, ships, like, all these different, like, technology and stuff.
Interesting.
Yes.
So does this, who's the author?
Of course you would ask me that.
Does he or she write at a more rapid pace than George R.R. Martin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't have to wait another
yeah.
35 years for the next book.
Pierce Brown, I want to say, but I want to make sure because it is an excellent book series. Yes, Pierce Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've never actually listened to an audiobook.
Okay.
I just listen to music. That's just when I'm in the car, I'm listening to music. And I don't really drive far enough to really get invested into an audiobook as it is.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I found because, I get a lot of windshield time, so I do get to drive in a car quite a bit. But like at home, like I caught myself like listening to this book, working in the garden, listening to this book while I'm like doing the dishes, doing laundry, like other things.
So when you listen to an audiobook, is it multiple voices?
Okay.
Or do they have the same guy do all the voices?
Well, so speaking of that, there is some production choices they made in this book series that I don't agree with.
Okay.
And that's kind of hard. So there are a few books that I've listened to that have multiple voices. And in fact, I think it's the first and second of what is it? So it'd be the fourth and fifth. The audiobooks are different voices. There's like at least two people.
So the first three, it was just one guy.
Well, yeah, because and that's one of the biggest difference between the first three and the next three. The first three follows the single character Darrow, and it's all from his point of view. The second three is not only Darrow, but it's also all these other characters that are introduced, or now you get to follow them.
Okay,
right, and so there were different voices for those. But in like the last one they did, they just had one guy do all the voices. And it was very like off-putting because I'm used to this character sounding like the person that it was in the book before.
Yeah, and then going back to this same guy too. So it'd be something like, let's say I'm the narrator.
Right.
Darrow said, "I don't want to be a red. I want to be a gold."
Right.
John said, "Yeah, but you're a puny red."
Well,
Darrow, and it's just the same voice?
No, well,
or does he try to do different voices for them?
He does do, yeah. So the same person can do different voices for him. And like one of my, because I've also done all the, speaking of George R.R. Martin, I've done all the Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things with the Game of Thrones is that there are a ton of characters.
Ton of different voice actors.
Yeah. No. There's only one voice actor.
But he's doing all. He's like Mel
doing
Blanc,
all of it. Yeah.
Like Looney Tunes, doing all the voices.
Yes.
For the little small dude.
Yes.
And for the spider.
Yeah. All that.
And for Ned Stark.
Yes.
He's doing all of them in different voices.
He's
wow.
doing all, but it's not. But that's the thing. It's like with Game of Thrones, there's so many voices that it's like all the women start to sound the same.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and some of the characters sound a little bit more like the other characters, and you can hear him sometimes slip in and out. But like one of my biggest complaints with this Red Rising series in the audiobook world is that like apparently I don't know if the people who produced it listened to the other books beforehand, because like there's a character named Cassius, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the first 3 books, it's all pronounced Cassius.
Okay.
And then they get to the 4th book, and suddenly the voice actor, whoever that person is Cassius.
I think that they should have brought back the same voice actor who did the first 3.
But that's the thing. It's like, is it part of the negotiation where it's like, well, now I'm popular, so I need more money? And they're like, well, we don't know how well this book is.
Yeah, but that's like going... We've all seen these TV series before where it goes into season 3 and suddenly the character is a different person, but it's supposed to be the same person.
It's supposed to be the same person.
Like, that's silly.
Yes.
Pay the person more money and get him to come back.
Yeah, and that's actually, what's his name? Hawkeye. The guy who plays Hawkeye.
Uh-huh.
He didn't do season 2 because Disney was like, well, we want you to do season 2, but we'll pay you half the money.
And he's like, no.
Exactly.
Disney should have paid him more.
Exactly.
He's Hawkeye. You pay the guy because he's Hawkeye.
Yeah, you pay the guy because he's Hawkeye. But no, I agree with you. Like, just bring back the people who are voice acting. Now, sometimes, like, I think it happened in a certain series where the voice actor dies. And so there's no way. Like,
well, that's different.
Yeah, you have to switch at that point.
If you expire, then there's no way that we can't change that. But, like, if you're just being cheap and don't want to bring back the person who did it.
Right.
It's just, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. And, like, for instance, the Stormlight Archives, which is the Brandon Sanderson series, they have they have a few main characters, but there is a voice actor for the males, and then there's a voice actor for the females.
Mm.
But what's really gets weird, though, is whenever you're in the male character's point of view, but the female character says something, but it's the male guy reading the female's character.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't, and I don't know if they don't listen to each other because they'll pronounce words kind of different.
Yes.
And then again, am I the only one paying attention to this?
I want to be a voice. You think I could be a voice actor?
I think you could, yeah. And there's
I could narrate a book.
And like you can try. There's also I have been told that there is a free thing that you can do for the visually impaired. I forget what it's called now. I think it's what's the a fantasy musician character? A bard. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
And I think that's the service, but you can volunteer and read a book for this service.
Okay.
And then so that can kind of get your foot in the door.
And so they hear me reading to the visually impaired, and they're like, this guy's got sweet velvet tunes coming out of his vocal box.
And you know more of anybody. Like, it just takes practice, right? Like, it takes, and so, I mean, you get the radio voice, and so I'm sure. And
it gets really tiring talking like this, because when I'm off the air, really? This is how I sound.
You have that kind of voice?
But for 4 hours a day, I sound like this.
Let me ask you this. Whenever you're reading to your kids, do you do the different voices?
Like if I'm reading a story with characters, I'll do different voices.
Well, then see, you're already been practicing.
I'm not real good at accents. I'm horrible at accents. Sure. But I can do different English-speaking voices.
Yeah. You just see the same.
They all have to be from America.
The Eastern Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky, kind of like that area, the South.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Dusty.
That'd be good.
Before we hop into the Kentucky music preview, I thought this was interesting, and I want to see what your reaction to this is.
All right.
It's tough to make it through a dinner party or trivia night without someone sharing a fun fact or two. We all know fun facts about different things.
Okay.
Well, they may sound impressive and valid. It turns out a lot of them are not true at all. But that doesn't stop anyone from saying them.
That's true.
So a Reddit thread is helping to break down some of these urban myths by asking, what's a super common fun fact that everyone keeps repeating but is actually totally false?
Okay.
So this is going to be fun because I feel like we're going to have a lot of people listening that are probably going to argue to their, blue in the face that, no, that is true.
Right.
Because you heard it your whole life, so it has to be true. Now, I will also say this. I don't have, I'm not citing my sources here, so we're kind of just believing that what the people say that this isn't true.
And you're also hoping that the whatever website has also researched it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So here we go. There's more than 1,000 responses on this thread, but here's some of the best ones that are not true, but we've heard maybe our whole life. And some of these, Dusty, I can vividly remember hearing that bats are blind. You ever heard you're blind as a bat?
Yeah.
Bats hunt by echolocation, but they can actually see quite well. They don't really use their eyes to hunt, but they see fine.
Okay.
Now, I did know that they hunt using, this supersonic hearing type thing.
Yeah.
But they don't have bad eyesight. Bats see fine.
Huh.
That we use only 10 to 30% of our brain capacity. This is nonsense. We use 100% of our brain capacity.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. This is all I've got.
I felt better just knowing I used 10%.
I'm peaking. I've already peaked.
Yeah.
This is as smart as I'll ever be.
I was trying to unlock more there, but no.
Here's one that you swallow 8 spiders a year in your sleep.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Heard that too. Yeah. And then it takes 7 years for gum to digest. Yeah. Both of those things are not true.
Well, that's good.
I was told my entire life, I do this all the time, that I'm cracking my knuckles in the microphone. That cracking your knuckles is bad for you and does what?
Arthritis.
Gives you arthritis.
Right, yeah.
Not true at all.
Really?
So crack away, Dusty.
All right.
Do your crack.
I already did it. I did it before I got here.
I remember seeing a diagram about this one. The tongue has different taste zones.
Yes, I remember seeing that same diagram.
It's not true. You just have taste buds on your tongue, I guess. It's not like, this part of your tongue is sour.
Yeah.
And this part of your tongue can detect sweet better.
It's like the very tip is sweet,
not
the
true.
back is sour or something like that.
Oh, here's one that's going to make, I guess the word that we use now for these people are crunchy. You heard the word crunchy?
I have a few friends that are crunchy.
This is going to be one that's going to make some crunchy moms mad. The idea that local honey can treat or cure seasonal allergies.
Okay, hold on now here.
Not true, never been true, it says here.
But it makes sense that it would, because you're getting the local pollen.
Just because it makes sense doesn't mean it's true.
Well, then why have I been buying all this local honey? I even have a hat that says local honey.
Okay, this comes from McGill, the Office for Science and Society. No, eating honey will not help your seasonal allergies.
Local honey, not just honey.
Yeah, the pollen found in honey probably isn't the pollen that you're allergic to, is what it says.
Oh.
So, different type of pollen. So, eating local honey does not cure seasonal allergies. Keep on eating honey if you want.
Well,
support our local honey farmers.
The local honey does taste a ton better.
Yeah.
It's
a reason to buy it, but it's not like going to have a Benadryl effect on you.
Well, Well,
Zyrtec in honey form. It's not happening.
Well, every year I do that. I just take like a spoonful of honey at the spring just so I can like not have like bad allergies.
You keep on doing it.
And I think it's just, well, it could be the placebo effect where I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm much better now. Rip-a-dip-a-doo.
All right, here's one, Dusty. We've talked about, I think, this before on the show, about kids and wearing jackets in cold weather and how sometimes it's just not worth it.
Right.
Because then you got to get them in the car seat, take the jacket off, and they're like outside for 2.5 seconds before they're in school.
Yeah.
You do not catch a cold from being outside in cold weather. That's not how colds are caught. A cold is a viral infection. You're more likely to catch one inside, being close to proximity of people, than you are being outside in the cold.
Right.
And I feel like that's something that older people can't wrap their head around because it's called a cold.
Right.
So the only way you catch it is because you were cold. But that's not the way that you catch a cold.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, okay, listen up, all you grandmas. Like,
my mom is like, she's like, they're going to catch a cold. I'm like, you don't catch a cold by being cold.
No, you catch a cold, and the reason why it happens more often in wintertime is because you are stuck indoors.
Yeah.
And so you are pushed
You're
together.
around, you're indoors more, you're around more people indoors because it's cold, because people don't want to be outside when it's cold. All right, last one, Dusty. Let's see, where is it? I saw it, and
are you gonna carry like a little QR code where it's like somebody fusses you for your kid not having a jacket? They're gonna catch a cold, and you'd be like, scan this.
Scan this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take them to that website.
Here's the last one. Everyone believes the captain of a ship can perform weddings. It was even referenced in an episode of The Office once, but it's not true. Just because you're a captain of a ship doesn't mean you can marry people.
Well, why not? I think why they
now,
have
if
that
you
authority?
have like the license to marry people and you happen to be the captain of a ship, then yes, you can. But being a captain of a ship doesn't mean that you automatically get the license to perform marriages.
Because I think I had always questions about that because it's like you would be like, because I've been to a lot of weddings. They say by the power invested in me and the state of Kentucky, now pronounce you blah blah blah, right? And so, like, if you're on the seas, like, is it just the power invested in me, like in international waters? Like,
because I'm the captain of the SS Harrington, named after Harrington Lake, I can now perform this wedding. That's not the way it works.
I think you have to have a certain amount of crew before it, because you could just buy a boat and then you become a captain.
I have a pontoon boat, and I declare you all are married now.
I don't know if I would go to. I mean, that'd be an interesting wedding, but I don't know if I would trust that.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to be married on the boat then? Like, they can't go to shore because then his captainness is kind of not applied, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Be married on the pontoon.
So those are myths that are myths. You may have heard them your whole life, and they are not factually true.
Man, I was hoping
I
I just
do with all your
10%,
local honey.
Yeah, 10% of my brain. Now my local honey's gone. I can't get married by a captain anymore.
Sorry to burst your bubble and my bubble, but we are as dumb as we appear.
I was going to buy a boat and then marry all my friends. That was the plan.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. All right.
All right, Dusty Music, what do we got?
Let's see. You got some options coming to Kentucky if you want to go check them out. You have Elizabeth Nicholson. She is going to be at Manchester Music Hall tonight if you want to go check her out. She's going to be along there with Russell Dickerson. So that's Elizabeth Nicholson and Russell Dickerson.
Okay.
That's a good 1-2 punch. If you want to head to Manchester tonight at the Raven House, Lily Hyatt will be there. Then you have S.G. Goodman at the Burl. She is going to be playing tonight. D. Boone Pittman will be at DJ's Steakhouse in Winchester, Kentucky. Not a DJ, but just a DJ Steakhouse.
Okay.
In Winchester. But D. Boone Pittman will be there. Sarah Jean Kelly, who has a very haunting voice. She is going to be actually at the Green Lantern if you want to go check her out. So that'd be a good show. Jonathan New will be at Timmy Two Times in Lexington. I don't know where that is, but that's a good name.
I don't either, but I like the name of it. Timmy Two Times.
Timmy Two Times. How many times, Timmy? I just do 2. That's it. You get to play here twice. But Jonathan New will be there if you want to go check him out. He has the best goat, like a literal goat. He owns goats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Andrew Lee Music will be at Sabo, S-O-B-A, Soba?
Sabo.
Sabo?
S-S-A-B-O?
No, S-O-B-A.
Oh, Saba.
Saba Lounge in Bardstown.
Saba the Hut.
Yeah, see,
They should have named
they
the
should
bar
have named
that.
the bar that.
Saba the Hut.
Yeah, and like the opening music and closing music is a.
Yeah, they missed out on an opportunity there.
Yeah, but go check that out if you're in Bardstown. Andrew Lee Music will be there. Ethan and Joey will be at Tin Roof. I think they live there. I'm pretty sure because that's like the only people that play there.
For the house band.
Yeah, they're
the house
yeah,
artists.
I guess, yeah. Whiskey Thief will be at Three Boys Farm Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. The Pretty Goods will be at Talon Winery and Vineyards if you want to take your significant other to get some nice wine.
Okay.
You can go check out The Pretty Goods. I hear they're all right. Brandon and Sarah Band will be at Talon Winery and Vineyards along with The Pretty Goods. Yeah, that's both Saturday. Let's see what else we got. SG Goodman will be at the Burl Saturday as well, so you can catch her either both nights, or if you can't do one, you could do the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chance Stanley will be at Broadway Barrels in Lawrenceburg.
Nice.
So that would be a fun time. And then the people we are previewing tonight, or tonight, this morning, we'll be playing Saturday night as part of the Stony Point Jamboree, which is in Paris, Kentucky. And then, okay, Joe, I do not know this for sure, but I do think you would like this because you're going to listen to the lead vocalist, and I think you're going to recognize him. Now, I'm pretty sure it's him just by the voice, but I have not looked it up to make sure.
Okay.
But the band is called Songs from the Road Band, which is a weird name. But they're an awesome bluegrass band, and the song I picked out is called Travelin' Show.
Okay.
So I think you'll like it, Joe, because you'll recognize.
Well, I've got the names of the band members here. We can talk
but-
about it in a second.
Okay.
Hey! It's the guy from Watch House.
I think it is, right? It has to be.
Do you know his name?
I do not.
I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
It was what it was. It burned a little oil and it ran real hot. It got us where we wanted to go. We headed out west with the fold-out map and fishing pole. A jug of Carlo Rossi and a stove. Now we had no plan, just a bluegrass band with a couple of gigs. A few guitars and pockets full of holes. We put our dreams on the road. We didn't know we'd go so long. String up a
All right, so Watch House, formerly Mandolin Orange.
Right.
But now Watch House. Andrew Marlin and Emily France.
Okay.
Are the the duo in Watch House.
Right.
Andrew Marlin, who I assume is the man at Watch House.
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah. Is not listed among the band members.
So that's not him.
Or maybe he's just like a special guest in this song. Sounds exactly like him.
Sounds exactly right. Whenever I was listening to this band, this song came on, and I was just like, well, that's the dude from Mandolin Orange.
It's got to be.
And I'm like, why did they abandon Mandolin? Well, Watch House, I guess now. And I was like, did the lady just want to stay home for a while? So
no, Watch House is in Louisville next month, so they're still touring.
Okay.
So this has got to be a different guy.
I mean,
that's remarkable because it sounds exactly like him.
Sounds exactly like him. But I think you would enjoy this band. They also do a great cover of Suspicious Minds.
Oh, like the Elvis song.
Yeah, that's what I was going to wonder. Because originally I heard Suspicious Minds. The first time was the Dwight Yoakam, which is a cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Suspicious Minds is originally done by
Elvis.
Caught
in a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song.
Suspicious Minds.
So there you go. Traveling Show, Songs from the Road Band.
They're going to be in Paris, Kentucky as part of the Stony Point Jamboree.
Do not go up to him and say, hey, you're Watch House.
Or you sound just like Watch House. I mean, like he has to be is there a thing as a voice doppelganger?
If there's not, there is now.
Right?
Because Andrew Marlin's got one.
Yeah. Like that's dead on. I think they're from the same region too. Like the Carolina.
Let me just bring up a Watch House song so that people can
they can hear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Here we go. Here's a Watch House song. All right, so this is a different group, but this is the lead singer. His name is Andrew Marlin, and he sounds exactly like the band that we just heard. This song is Daylight by Watch House.
Songs from the Road Band.
All right, let's get to the singing here.
Daylight is smoking.
It's got to be him.
Clear and so
It has to be, right?
You could play that last song, and I'd be like, oh, Watch House has a new album out.
Right. Yeah. Like okay, if you listen to Watch House while you're running and then it's shuffled to songs from the Road Band,
I'd be like, oh, this is a good Watch House song.
And
And when
you
I'm
would
done with
look
my
down.
run, I'd go back and look at it, and
Try
I'd
to
be like,
find
where
it.
is the Watch House song that I wrote?
right? What's this traveling from the Road Band? Or songs from the Road Band. Sorry.
So you can go see them. You said in Lawrenceburg?
No, Paris, Kentucky.
In Paris, Bourbon County.
Bourbon County. Paris, Kentucky is part of the Stony Point Jamboree. So if you're looking for any more information, I'm sure the Jamboree includes more than one band. But go check that out. Should be a fun time.
There you go. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
Thank you, Joe. Yes.
A little Creed for you. 8:35 in the morning, back after this.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
Big Deal Store is rolling out the summer savings for you. You can purchase a $50 gift certificate from B&O Jewelers for just $29, or get this, 4 $50 gift certificates, a $200 value for just $100. That means you only pay half price. Stay in style with a visit to Anderson's Lifestyle Boutique in Danville. Get a $50 gift certificate for only $35. $10 gift certificates to the Bread of Life in Liberty are just $7. Give that sweet tooth what it wants at Sweets by Cindy in Junction City. $10 gift certificates are half price, is $5. Applebee's Grill and Bar in Danville. Get a $10 gift certificate for just $7.50. $22 Pioneer Playhouse gift certificates are back. You get an entertaining $5 savings at just $17. Come clean with a visit to Thoroughbred Auto Wash in Danville. $20 car washes are just half price at $10. Check out these and many more great savings at our Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. hometownlive.net.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, their on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Cross Pike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help. And Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with the fire hose, while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville-Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tuts restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mattis.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
At Bob Allen GMC, we are professional grade. Lease a new 25 GMC Sierra 1500 elevation package for only $299 per month for 24 months. $5,700 plus first payment, taxes and fees due at signing. 10,000 lease miles per year. VIN $318,849. Must have lease loyalty. Bob Allen GMC, located on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
At the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort, we are committed to supporting quality providers and programs that benefit Kentuckians. Because of this work, we know there are quality services and supports out there right now. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment and recovery options that are right for you.
This is a message from Team Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe brought to you by Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open in Danville. All right, you get sunshine, 91 as the high, 70 as the low, and rain shower chances for our Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday. But those are daily rain shower chances. They'll pop up here and there, and overall sunny days on Saturday and on Sunday. Right now, it is 8:41 in the morning, and we're looking at 75 degrees on this Friday, the 27th day of June. Pimmy, what's going on with you today?
Hi, I'm Pimtha Stewart-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. So your ceremony and reception site can handle 250. You have a small family, but a lot of friends. Your fiancé has a large family, but they're all out of state. How many invitations do you send out, and how many do you allocate to his family? It's a no-brainer if the groom's family is paying for half the wedding. The invites get split evenly. If the bride's family is picking up the entire tab, it's helpful if the groom's family simply asks how many they can invite. Having trouble deciding who to invite and who to leave out? Ask yourself, how long has it been since I was invited to their home, or I invited them to mine? Your nearest and dearest are the ones that should be included in this celebration. When do the invitations go out? 6 weeks before the wedding date, and all mailed at the same time. It's important that you take a sealed invitation ready for mailing to the post office for weighing. I've heard horror stories of stacks of wedding invitations being returned to sender postage due. Resending requires addressing new envelopes, and now your invitations will arrive weeks late. Odd sizes, heavy paper, and inserts may require more than a first-class stamp. And don't forget the RSVP card requires postage too. My love note comes from Catherine Kaler. I have many acquaintances. I count fewer friends. I can't count on my acquaintances, but I can count on my friends.
When was the last time you detoxed your body? If you're like most people, the answer is probably never. Toxins accumulate in our bodies every day from pollution in the air we breathe and water we drink, as well as the food we eat, especially if that food includes fast food, processed food, and sugar. How do you know if you're suffering from a buildup of toxins? If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, headaches, bloating, and skin irritation, then those are all telltale signs. So, how do you detox your body? Well, you can add saunas or juice fasts, but what you really need is Active Liver from New Nordic. Containing a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, Active Liver makes it easy to help your liver detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle. Try Active Liver today and start feeling better with more energy immediately. Active Liver comes in both a delicious gummy or tablet. Active Liver is available in stores at CVS or WHIR or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Discover the power of radio. If you're a business owner, did you know that radio advertising pays off over a long period of time? The advertising you do today is selling customers who may make their buying decisions weeks or even months from now. By consistently advertising, you get a long-term advantage over your competitors. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
All right, Riley Joe brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work with their insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Sunny, a high today, 91, low of 70. Chance of rain showers tomorrow after 11 o'clock in the morning, high of 87, low of 69. Sunday, chance of rain showers after 11 o'clock, a high of 88. And Sunday evening, mostly cloudy and 71. Right now, it's 8:47 in the morning. It's 75 degrees. Friday, the 27th day of June. So glad to have you on the Joe Show this morning as we see what's going on in the world of food. Grub Gab. You can always just eat it. Here we go. No more chasing the ice cream truck jingle down the street because Mr. Softy has gone high-tech. With a restyled app now available on the iOS and Android store, you can track the location of over 600 Mr. Softy ice cream trucks in real time across 18 states from Manhattan to Myrtle Beach. Just open the app, no login required, tap a truck and browse the menu or see how long it's been rolling. Not every franchise is on board yet, so there's still a little old-school mystery, but now your text cone is just a tap away. The original Bomb Pop, speaking of popsicles, is turning 70 and throwing it back to 1955 with the ultimate nostalgic gift, popsicles for 5 cents. From now until July 30th, 70 lucky fans a day can score a 12-pack of the iconic red, white, and blue treat for a single shiny nickel by playing a coin spotting game at bombpop.com/70 years and uploading a copy of your receipt. It's a huge deal considering they usually go for around $3.50 a box in store and up to $5 a pop from ice cream trucks. Whether you win or not, the retro vibes and icy refreshment are totally worth the trip down memory lane. And Subway is teeing up a nostalgia-fueled collab with Netflix's Happy Gilmore 2, dropping the Happy Gilmore meal on July 10th across the U.S. and Canada. For an extra $1, fans can score with 4 limited edition collectible cups featuring iconic characters like Happy Shooter and New Face Oscar. Each meal unlocks access to Subway's Happy Place, an immersive digital world packed with games, clips, merch, and chances to win wild prizes like a custom golf cart or a grand resort getaway. It's a full-on fairway fantasy for fans, wrapped in sandwich paper and served with a side of 90s comedy gold. Happy Gilmore meals and cups are heading to Subway. Bomb Pop celebrates its 70th birthday with 12 popsicles for a nickel. And there's an app that now tracks Mr. Softy ice cream trucks. That's what's going on in Grub Gab, where you can always just eat it here on the Joe Show. It is 8:49 in the morning. We see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. It's coming up next.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. In the NBA's second round of the draft last night, two former Kentucky players heard their names called. Kobe Bryant was drafted 41st overall by the Phoenix Suns. 7-footer Amari Williams was taken by the Boston Celtics with a 46th selection. Bryant and Williams are the first players ever coached by Mark Pope to be drafted. Another ex-Wildcat, Adu Tiero out of Arkansas, was chosen by the L.A. Lakers with the 36th pick. And former Morehead State star Janai Broome, the SEC Player of the Year from Auburn, was the 35th player taken in the draft. For the second year in a row, the University of the Cumberlands is the winner of the Learfield Directors' Cup in the NAIA, given annually to the best college athletic departments. The Patriots were national champions in women's track and field, while the men were runners-up. The men's and women's lacrosse teams made the championship game, and baseball at the Cumberlands finished 6th in the NAIA College World Series. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Clayton Kershaw fanned 5 Rockies to bring his career total to 2,997 strikeouts as the Dodgers topped Colorado 3-1. The Cubs blanked the Cardinals 3-0, while the Mets shut out the Braves 4-0, and the Blue Jays shut out the Guardians 6-0. The Astros, Marlins, Rays, Tigers, and Twins all won. The Reds had the day off and will entertain San Diego for the start of a 3-game series tonight. NASCAR's running in Atlanta this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tonight at 7 o'clock on WHIR-FM 103.9. Tomorrow we have Cup racing for you. Airtime at 6, also on WHIR-AM and FM. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Come join us July 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the grand reopening at a gathering place. Come out and take a look at our newly renovated facility that's going to offer the best in services to seniors in Boyle County and our special needs adults in our Adult Day Healthcare program. Have lunch on us and come see all the great changes.
A gathering place on Gene Drive in Danville, July 2nd, broadcast live on Z105.
For over 20 years, Mark's Fireworks has been more than a store. It's a family tradition. We don't just sell fireworks, we design them, partnering direct with factories to bring you the safest, most spectacular shows since 1999. Don't miss the all-new Really Good Stuff finale. These are sure to sell out fast. And Mark's all-new 7-inch silverback shells. Big or small, we build custom shows for every budget. Only at Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet.
Mark's Fireworks, a family tradition.
Now in Danville at 541 South 4th Street.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the Little Sign Shop, but our new owners and operators. The Little Sign Shop has got you covered, doing full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. They're in Danville, or 2nd and 4th Streets. Call them 859-238-7391. Sunshine, 91 is the high, and then rain shower chances tomorrow after 11 o'clock in the morning. 87's the high. Sunday, 11 o'clock in the morning, again with rain shower chances after that. 88 is the high. Monday, showers and thunderstorm chances, 87. Monday's actually the best day, percentage-wise, that shows we'll get rain. Right now, it's 6:54 in the morning, 75 degrees here in Danville, Friday, the 27th day of June, as we take a look at what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this day back in 1944, where Bruce Johnston was born. Singer and guitarist for a group called the Beach Boys. In 1965, Johnston joined the band for live performances, filling in for the group's co-founder, Brian Wilson. He also was a songwriter. He wrote the #1 Barry Manilow hit, I Write the Songs, and also sang in the recordings for Elton John's Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me and several Pink Floyd songs on the wall. Bruce Johnston, born on this date, 1944, singer, bassist, keyboardist for the Beach Boys. It was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1964, where Peter and Gordon went to #1 on the U.S. charts with a John Lennon and Paul McCartney written song.
Please lock me away and don't allow the day here inside.
And a song called A World Without Love was also a #1 in the UK. Peter Asher went on to become James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt's manager. So he got out of at least the singing business, per se. He was no longer an artist, but was a manager. Peter and Gordon went #1 with this Lennon and McCartney written song, A World Without Love, on this date, 64.
I'm okay, here I'll stay with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love.
It was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1970. This group started a 2-week run at #1 with this one. Yeah, the Jackson 5 started a 2-week run at #1 on the U.S. charts with the song The Love You Save, the group's third #1 of 1970, and made it to #7 of the charts in the UK. On this date, 55 years ago, it went #1. And was on this day in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 2002, one of the greatest bass guitar players in the world died at the age of 57.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
John Entwistle was his name one day before the scheduled first show of The Who's 2002 U.S. tour. Bass player John Entwistle died at the age of 57 in his hotel room at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Entwistle went to bed that night with a lady he didn't know real well, woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning to find Entwistle cold and unresponsive. The Las Vegas medical examiner determined that death was due to a heart attack induced by an undetermined amount of cocaine. John Entwistle died on this date 23 years ago. And that's what's gone on this date, June 27th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. We are a minute away from Top Hour News. At 9:10, Tommy Barton, Parks and Rec Director, joins us right here on The Joe Show.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperative, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Experience family fun with a Kentucky twist at Kentucky Kingdom Theme and Water Park. New for 2025, surround yourself with the beauty of Kentucky as you explore Discovery Meadow, a delightful new adventure featuring exciting new rides, beloved characters, and tasty treats to savor. Create unforgettable family memories while celebrating the bold spirit of Kentucky. Get 2 days of fun for one great price. Buy online only for just $49.99 at KentuckyKingdom.com/special offer.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WIMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump is threatening lawsuits against both CNN and the New York Times over reporting surrounding U.S. airstrikes in Iran. More from Mark Mayfield.
A lawyer for Trump sent letters to both the news outlets saying they had damaged Trump's reputation, demanding a retraction and apology for reporting that the attack on Iran had set back the country's nuclear program by only a few months. The Times posted a response on Thursday rejecting the demands and saying that they had told the truth to the best of their ability. A CNN spokesperson also confirmed the letter was responded to with rejection.
Members of the U.S. House will get an intel briefing today on the recent Iran strikes. Thursday's briefing in the Senate didn't appear to change anyone's mind. After the briefing, Republican Tom Cotton said the airstrikes were an extraordinary success, while Democrat Chris Murphy said Iran's nuclear program was damaged but not obliterated. Severe summer weather is slamming parts of the U.S. as the heat wave continues in the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. Shaquille Brewster reports that portions of New Mexico experienced flash floods, while a funnel cloud was spotted in southern Minnesota yesterday.
The severe weather threat in the Midwest coming less than 24 hours after doorbell video captured a tornado ripping through Largo, Florida. And then this, one of the homes lifted right off its foundation.
In addition, hundreds of temperature records were smashed during this week's heat wave. The Weather Prediction Center reports that daily heat records were set in 280 locations, including Baltimore, which climbed to a record temperature of 105 degrees. U.S. and China have reached a deal over rare earth elements, materials critical to the production of everything from automobiles and electronics to fighter jets. Rebecca Bunden reports President Trump says an agreement was signed on Wednesday.
Although he didn't provide any further details on what this involved, news agency Reuters reports a White House official is saying that the U.S. and China have reached an understanding.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Is wonderful. And sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-961-1527. That's 800-961-1527. 800-961-1527.
Investigators have begun analyzing data from the Air India flight that crashed shortly after takeoff from the city of Ahmedabad earlier this month. Kshitij Nagar reports information from the plane's 2 black boxes has now been downloaded.
Accessing the data for the black box is key as investigators begin piecing together details that led to the crash. India's aviation ministry said in a statement that it would, quote, help reconstruct the sequence of events leading to the accident.
A preliminary report is expected to be released in 30 days. Just one passenger survived the crash, which killed more than 260 people, including 241 who were on board. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac may soon start counting cryptocurrency assets in considering mortgage applications. Matt Mattinson explains.
Bill Pulte, who oversees the 2 government-created mortgage guarantors, posted on social media that the move is in keeping with President Trump's vision to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. He said he's ordered the businesses to prepare for the new policy. It's a change for Freddie and Fannie, which under President Biden were barred from considering crypto due to high levels of uncertainty in the digital currency market.
Just a good old boy.
The actor who played Deputy Cletus Hogg on The Dukes of Hazzard has passed away. Rick Hurst was a common figure on 1970s television, having appeared in dozens of shows, including MASH, Happy Days, and Kojak. In the 1980s, he appeared in films including The Karate Kid and Steel Magnolias. But most people remember him as the deputy who was always getting into car crashes with the Duke boys on The Dukes of Hazzard. His wife says Rick Hurst died unexpectedly Thursday in Los Angeles at the age of 79. And the 2025 NBA draft has wrapped up in New York. The next major event on the NBA calendar will be the start of free agency negotiations on June 30th. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Natasha Bertrand triumphantly claiming that the president's strikes were not successful, did not obliterate Iran's nuclear sites. Okay, the same reporter who confidently authored the untrue story in 2020, Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation. Whoopsie daisy. The same reporter who somehow believed that actual Russian disinformation in the dirty Russian Hillary Clinton paid for dossier was totally legitimate. You know, an op-ed in the Washington Post accused her of bootstrapping the dossier into an MSNBC DNC gig. I mean, how this person has a job is, but CNN earned their name, fake news CNN. They earned it.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, crime continues to go up. Violence is happening in small towns and big cities all around the country. That means that you need something on you at all times. Now, Burner, BYRNA, they want you to conceal everywhere you go, and that's why they made their brand new compact launcher, touted as the world's smallest, less lethal pistol launcher. Now, it's the same size as a smartphone with the firepower that you will need to stop an attacker right in their tracks. Now, it's equipped with tear gas and kinetic ammunition. It's designed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 40 minutes. Now, the compact launcher is perfect for women that want protection but don't want to carry a firearm. And if you're traveling this summer, well, Burner is legal in all 50 states. Burner requires no background check. It can be shipped directly to your door. And Burner is proudly American. Each unit hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Head to Burner.com, BYRNA.com today, or visit Sportsman's Warehouse and try it for yourself. That's Burner.com.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Cross Pike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help, and Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose, while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville-Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tuts Restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mattis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Thank you there, Rayleigh. Brought to you by the Big Deals online store, HometownLive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses and big-time discounts, up to 50% on some of these things every single day. Big Deals online store, HometownLive.net. Mostly sunny and 91 is your high. A low tonight of 70. Rain shower chances after 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. They'll be scattered. High of 87 tomorrow. Sunday, high of 88. Same thing as Saturday, where you get scattered rain showers. Monday, chance of rain showers and thunderstorms are possible, and a high Monday of 87. It's 9:11 in the morning right now. It's 76 degrees on this 27th day of June. So glad to have you on. 859-238-WHIR is your phone number to call in here. 238-9447. Did you know there's a Harry Potter TV series coming soon? And the promo for it is pretty interesting.
Coming to TV, Harry Potter is back and funnier than ever. It's Everybody Loves Harry.
Harry, did you forget to empty the garbage?
Oopsies. Emptium garbagium. There you go, Hermione.
You love this hilarious sitcom.
Harry, don't forget you owe me half of the electric bill.
Not if I cast the electricity spell, so we'll have electricity without having to pay the power company. Electricium Stelium.
Oh, Harry.
It's Everybody Loves Harry.
Harry, last night you had too much butterbeer and told me you're in love with me. Is that true?
Make my selfium disappearium.
Coming to TV.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Let's see what's breaking and trending this morning right here on The Joe Show. High temperatures blanketing most of the country, so it's a good idea to know the signs of heat exhaustion. The condition happens when you lose too much water and salt from your body through sweat. If not handled immediately, it could end up as a medical emergency. Here are the signs of heat exhaustion: heavy sweating, cold, pale, clammy skin, a fast, weak pulse, nausea or vomiting, muscle cramps, tiredness or weakness, dizziness, headache, and fainting. That's what you need to know about heat exhaustion. The Supreme Court set to issue a half a dozen rulings on the final day of its 9-month term today. Included in the dump of decisions is a case involving President Donald Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship for some. While the High Court will not rule on Trump's executive order directly, it will decide if federal judges have the power to issue nationwide injunctions as the case makes its way through litigation. Other cases that'll be ruled on involve health care, religious rights, and voting rights. Today is the final one for the SCOTUS session and return to the bench in October. All right, Dusty and James the Gardener, another Oreo to taste test. This one bringing back a special flavor that they shelved back in 2017. Blueberry Pie Oreos returning to stores for a limited time on July the 7th. The Oreo features 2 graham cracker flavored cookies squeezed together with a blueberry flavored cream in between. The flavor is among the top 5 that fans commented about on social media, so the company did pay attention. If you can't wait, a pre-sale of cookies will be held on June 30th with registration registration opening on June the opening yesterday and going through June the 29th. Blueberry Oreos, one of my favorite flavor of like pie and cobbler's blueberries, so I'm excited to try that out. The racing drama F1 expected to be atop the podium at this weekend's box office. The film stars Brad Pitt and Damon Idris, expected to make between $35 to $60 million in its first week in theaters. That should put it at first as Megan 2.0 in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon Find Out for second. The sequel about the murderous doll Megan 2.0 is projected to make about $20 million in its debut. The world's oldest boomerang is older than scientists previously thought. The tool was found in 1985 in Poland and is now believed to date back 40,000 years. Archaeologists say that it was created from a mammoth's tusk, but the way it was crafted would not bring it back once thrown. Researchers think it was made for its artistic value, or maybe even made for hunting. The CDC's vaccine committee, now largely chosen by RFK Jr., made two key votes yesterday. First, members voted 6-0 to keep recommending an annual flu shot for everyone aged 6 months and older. However, moments later, they voted 5-1 to advise against using flu vaccines that still contain the mercury-based preservative called thimerosal. Supporters of the ban called the chemical toxic. The lone dissenter said decades of data show no harm and warned that removing thimerosal could raise cost and cut supply. Pediatric groups fear the change will confuse parents and lower vaccination rates. The recommendations now await final CDC action. And Republicans hit a roadblock on the way to getting that one big beautiful bill passed. The Senate parliamentarians said several health care cuts worth $200 to $300 billion over 10 years don't qualify for the special process Republicans are using to pass this bill with just 51 votes instead of 60. That's what's breaking and trending this morning right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. We'll see what's going on with Gary Fogle and Kentucky sports memories coming your way, and we also have nerd news. The most important news in the world of science is coming up next on The Joe Show.
Aloha to Friday, the week is finally through. Wanna spend the weekend in Honolulu instead of working 9 to 5. I'd hit the beach and drink a Mai Tai 'cause it's Friday and I need some booze. Aloha to Friday, I'm a tired man. Wanna rip my clothes off and lay in the sand while I'm stuck in my office chair. Dream about the tropical air 'cause it's Friday. Glad the week is through. Friday, I love you.
Hello, I'm Gary Fogle. Welcome to Kentucky Sports Memories. And Debbie Dunn is in her early 70s, but her second athletic career is just beginning.
At Watson's, we've been delivering all the family fun and relaxation to our local community for over 50 years. Our mission is to provide high-quality home recreational products and home furnishings to our customers that bring families and friends together for a break from the daily stresses of life. Shop the largest local selection of in-stock products for your home, inside and out, and get the guaranteed lowest price in the USA. Only at Watson's.
As you know, this show is called Kentucky Sports Memories, and all this month, entire month of June, we've been looking at athletes who most people would think should be looking back at their sports memories, but yet they're still making them. These people are senior softball players, and this past week in particular, we've been talking with Debbie Dunn, one of only 3 females in the senior leagues in Louisville. They have 60 and over leagues and 70 and over leagues, and she plays in the 70 and over league, only female on her team. She played softball up into her early 30s until she started having kids, then gave up the sport. Then when she turned 70, she said, "Oh my, I've lived the majority of my life. I want to play softball again before it's all over." And so she did. She joined that league, and she's playing with a bunch of guys on her team. And I talked to her about when's it all going to wrap up.
Well, how much longer do you think you're going to play?
Well, I've got new knees. They're going to do me probably into my 80s. We've got some guys out there that are in their late 80s. So if I'm able to do it, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Well, you've got a long career still ahead of you then.
I know. I'm hoping. I'm blessed. I'm blessed with good health. So I do other things like I use my bicycle a lot. I'm close to the bike paths. Of course, I'm not a runner anymore. So I do a lot of walking.
The central theme of every senior softball player I talked to this month was, you got to stay active, keep moving, stay busy. That's the key to remaining young in both mind and body. Debbie Dunn, 72 years old. It was 2 years ago when she turned 70. She decided she wanted to play softball again. She's doing it, and she loves it. Good for her. That'll do it for the show this week. Thanks so much for being with me. Hope you have a great weekend. See you back here next week. I'm Gary Fogle, Kentucky Sports Memories.
Thank you there, Gary. Gary Fogle and KSM, Kentucky Sports Memories, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show at this time. It's 9:20 in the morning, and we are joined via telephone by Danville Boyle County Parks and Rec Director Tommy Barton. Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tommy. Appreciate you being on here this morning, and a lot going on, especially next week at Millennium Park for Danville Boyle County Parks and Rec, and it starts off with the Paint the Park event. Tommy, tell us about Paint the Park and how we can get involved in this.
Well, Paint the Park is a kind of way you do it actually on July 3rd, the day before the 4th, and it's kind of like a lot of kids do firework murals or 4th of July theme murals, but we let them paint whatever they want. We give each kid a 4x4 square. We give them a set of paints, brushes, everything they need, and we're partnering with the Art Center to do this. We were shooting for 200 kids, and we've already got over 150, so there's not many squares left.
Well,
so
awesome.
If you want to get involved, we need you to go to artcenter.ky.org and sign up for the Paint the Park.
Yeah, and you get, what, like a 4x4 square, is that right?
That's right. We did it last year as a trial run with our day campers, and it went so well we decided we'd go public with it this year. And so we've kind of done it once before, so we're prepared for it. We're excited about it. And what it does is it gives a nice mural for when people come out for the 4th of July fireworks. They got a nice mural that they can gaze at and look at while they're eating at the food trucks or bouncing in the bouncy houses.
Yeah, so this essentially, as Tommy said, helps beautify the park. Now, where are these 4x4 squares going to be? I know you said the parking lot, but where exactly will they be spread out at?
We do them in the soccer parking lot, all the way through that, right as you come into the park, and that's where we'll set up on the 4th of July for all our food trucks and such. So it kind of just beautifies the park and gives us something to look at.
And what's the cost, Tommy, to be involved with the Paint the Park?
It costs $10, and what you do is you sign up online, and then starting tomorrow, you pick up your bag. You get a free tote bag with it, and starting tomorrow, you go to the Art Center, you pick up your supplies and your bag, and then between 9 and 1 on July 3rd is when we all paint the park. And we'll have food trucks out there. We'll have music playing. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, so July the 3rd. So for those who have registered for this or want to, pick up your art supplies, your tote from the Art Center of the Bluegrass, and go ahead and start sketching out what you want your square to look like. So when
That's
July
right.
the 3rd comes, you know what you're going to do, and you can get to painting there on July the 3rd. That leads us up into, obviously, one of the big events in the area the entire year is July the 4th at Millennium Park. Tommy, tell us, with all the activities going on July the 4th, from obviously food trucks to fireworks to a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, how fun's are going to be at Millennium Park on July the 4th?
Well, we're hoping for hundreds of thousands of people, and we're excited this year because we've got a new fireworks provider with local ties called Pyro Shows. They actually do the Tennessee Titans shows, the UK football shows, so we're hoping this year's fireworks will be one up from last year, that's for sure.
Okay. What time does all the festivities there, obviously fireworks at dark, but what time do all the festivities earlier in the day start on July 4th?
Well, we're shooting our 3-on-3 tournament. We're shooting that should start about 10 a.m. We're looking, we got kids league, we've got middle school league, and an adult league. So if you can, we need you to sign up for that 3-on-3 tournament. And then around 4 or 5 o'clock, all the food trucks will roll in. We'll get the bounce houses up and running. And around 6, we're going to do a big cornhole tournament and start face painting. And then, of course, the fireworks should be around 9:30, 9:45.
So there you go. It's a day full of activities on July the 4th. Paint the Park the day before that on July the 3rd. So you have a lot to look forward to over the next week. I know, Tommy, as well, that Millennium Park and for T-ball and coach pitch and junior baseball and all that, those things are starting to wrap up too. I think I saw that most of the baseball seasons are done, but T-ball, I think, has maybe a game or two left.
Yep, T-ball ends tonight. That'll be the end of our spring league. But that's not the end. We have co-ed softball starting up, and then we have co-ed volleyball starting up in July.
Tell you what, y'all have had the yeoman's work just trying to figure out how to work around rainouts this year. What a crazy rainy season it's been.
I've been doing this 25 years, and I've never seen rain like we've had this spring. I'd like to thank all the parents for sticking with us and understanding, but, boy, there were just days when they just knocked us out.
Yeah. So, hey, look, if people want to stay up to date, Tommy, on what is going on with Parks and Rec, you all oftentimes have block parties, you're doing cookouts, you're providing music, and you do that at different parks around the Danville, Boyle County area. How can people stay in touch with what's going on with Parks and Rec?
The easiest way to stay in tune with what's going on is just follow us on Facebook. We always post all our events beforehand. Any kind of sign-ups we post on there. So just like us on Facebook, and you'll know exactly what's going on.
There you go. Tommy Barton, Danville, Boyle County Parks and Recreation Department Director. Tommy, appreciate you being on. Look forward to seeing you all. We'll actually be out there tonight having a practice and watching some T-ball going on tonight, but we'll see you as well next week, Tommy, for the July 4th celebrations, okay?
All right. I appreciate you,
all
Joe.
Right, Tommy. Talk to you later. Bye. That's all Tommy Barton with Danville, Boyle County Parks and Rec. And, again, July 3rd, Paint the Park. And July the 4th, the fireworks show. It's 9:26 in the morning, 76 degrees in Danville right here on The Joe Show.
For the cycling enthusiast, it's not a race, it's a journey. Start your journey at Danville Bike and Footwear and get ready for the cycling season with a new bike or a tune-up. Danville Bike and Footwear features both specialized and Trek products and is now receiving shipments of new e-bikes. Come in and custom build your dream bike or refurbish that bike you've been waiting to ride all winter. Pedal on into Danville Bike and Footwear, located 417 West Main Street in beautiful downtown Danville, a place where adventure and comfort ride together.
And now a message from Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville, across from Berkman Mills.
Being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1:6 reminds us that God has a good plan for you. He, the Lord God Almighty, knew you before you were born and loves you. He is closer than you know. Just call out to him.
A message from Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville, across from Berkman Mills.
Nobody does fireworks like Mark's Fireworks Factory Outlet. Mark's is factory direct to save you money. And only Mark's has the really good stuff, like the legendary RGS Black Widow Super Shells and the new 7-inch Silverbacks. Our biggest, boldest shells yet. Want a grand finale? Get the new really good stuff finale. They will sell out, from backyard fun shows to blow the block away shows. Mark's team will custom build one for you. Mark'sFireworks.com. Now in Danville, visit our air-conditioned showroom at 541 South 4th Street.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Okay, here we go. Another new trend. There's always some sort of new trend. It's Like scams and trends, there's a new one every day. Life was simpler before we had smartphones. I think we can all agree on that. I'm not sure it was more convenient, right? But at least it was simpler. Here's a trick that gives you some of that simplicity back. There's a hack called landline mode, and Google says searches for this are through the roof this month after a TikTok mom came up with it. It's a custom setting that's supposed to make you feel like you have a landline or a cell phone from the late 90s. Apps like Dumb Phone do it too, but the hack just uses your iPhone's built-in focus feature. You're essentially putting it in Do Not Disturb, but your phone still rings. Here's how to do it. Go to the focus feature where you turn on Do Not Disturb and look for a plus button that lets you create a new focus. Then choose custom and give it a name. The TikToker who did it called hers landline mode. So set it so it turns off alerts for everything except for phone calls, or you can let text messages come through if you want. Turn the volume all the way up, leave it in a specific spot in your home, so if it rings, you have to get up and go answer it or let it go to voicemail. That's where the landline part comes in. Setting your phone to landline mode. A new trend going on. We're 30 minutes away from top hour news. It's bottom hour right now, 9:30.
A proposed budget was passed by Louisville Metro City Council Thursday night.
Mayor Craig Greenberg's 2026 budget was passed by Louisville Metro Council on Thursday night. The council voted in favor 21-4 for the amended fiscal year budget and 20-4 for the capital budget. A large slice of this budget goes towards public safety, with new technology and recruiting the big ticket items for Louisville Metro Police, Fire, EMS, and other bodies. Other items include infrastructure, businesses, affordable housing, a new central located TARC facility, and AI to enhance metro government. I'm Lee Mowen.
GE Appliances is making the largest investment in company history, announcing a $490 million expansion of its global headquarters at Appliance Park in Louisville. The move will shift laundry production back from China and create 800 new full-time jobs. The project includes a complete redesign of one manufacturing building, adding new automation, robotics, and production lines for over 15 models of front-load washers, including a combination washer-dryer unit. City and state officials say the deal came together in just a few weeks, with $4 million in local incentives helping Louisville beat out the other states. GE CEO says workforce consolidation was the driving force and that Louisville remains central to the company's future strategy. In Whitley County, a trial date is set now for a South Carolina man accused of attempting to kidnap a child from a playground. State police say Willie Bethia was later arrested in Corbin and has a history of serious violent offenses. His trial begins October 21st. And across Kentucky, a deadline is looming for families whose children rely on Medicaid. Temporary auto renewals end June 30th. Families must respond to mailed notices or risk losing coverage, even if their child still qualifies under income guidelines. Advocates say missed renewals could impact thousands of children with disabilities or complex medical needs. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
No, we don't just get our fireworks anywhere. We do it right at Send the Light. They beat any tent by 20%. Get the 3-minute time bomb, 2-minute block party, neon rage. If you want the best show and savings and know you're done right, it's Send the Lights. Located in Harrisburg by McDonald's, Junction City at Grubbs, North Garrett County, 27 in front of the dollar store. For your fireworks and more, it's Send the Lights. Plus savings for first responders, military. Now that's where we're going to get our fireworks at.
Thank you, Daddy. You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
Graceland Air, a local HVAC company, offers a wide range of services and provides each customer with an effective and long-term solution in both heating and air conditioning repair. They're committed to excellence in every aspect, exceptional quality of service, high standard of integrity. You are the basis of their business, and they service all brands. Go online to graceland-ky.com for more information.
You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A fire in Boyle County was contained after a deputy and a firefighter teamed up to fight it. It happened in Boyle County on Wednesday afternoon, where Boyle Fire, Sheriff, and EMS were called, all dispatched to the area of Parksville Cross Pike and Webster Road for a large fire. When the first two got on scene, Boyle County Deputy Austin Ray and firefighter Tyler Bottoms, they noticed that a tractor and hay rake were on fire in a large field. With Bottoms being the only firefighter on scene, he asked Deputy Ray to help, and Ray did, hopping on the back of the utility truck with a fire hose while Bottoms drove out close enough for Ray to put that fire out as other units arrived on scene to help. Boyle Sheriff Taylor Bottom says that without the willingness of Bottoms and Ray to help, the fire would have caused much more damage than it did. Multiple laws take effect today, including one that has school administrators and teachers talking. That bill is Senate Bill 181, which establishes that teachers, administrators, and coaches only contact students through traceable communication systems. And one local school has now established which platforms that can be done on. Lincoln County Schools approved 4 different platforms that will allow teachers and students to communicate. Rooms, Lincoln County Schools email accounts, Google Classroom, and the Zoom phone system. Those 4 are the only 4 communication systems that teachers and staff can communicate with their students at Lincoln County. The bill also allows other communication forms if parents and guardians sign a waiver. Lincoln County Schools themselves says that their primary form of communication would be done through the platform called Rooms, and that they'll provide training for that in the coming days and weeks. And the Art Center of the Bluegrass has been awarded the Danville-Boyle County Architectural Heritage Board's 2025 Excellence in Exterior Restoration Award. The project involved the renovation of the former Tut's Restaurant building, a structure built in 1907 that's now part of the Art Center's $3.6 million expansion. That renovation and restoration also included the building's 3rd-floor ballroom that'll serve as an event space when it's done. The award was given to the project for their willingness to preserve the building's historic attributes while also improving its function for community use as well. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mavis.
Lee's Famous Recipe's been serving the best chicken in Danville since 1972. Lee's is proud to serve up money-saving $6 meals that include 2 strips or 2 pieces of dark meat, livers or gizzards, your choice of a side, plus a home-style buttermilk biscuit and drink, all of it just $6. Don't feel like cooking? Feed the family with an 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece meal that comes with large shareable sides and home-style buttermilk biscuits. For your next get-together, call Lee's, the expert caterers, at 859-236-8777. Visit Lee's Famous Recipe, the chicken specialist in Danville and South 4th.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Come join us July 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the grand reopening at a gathering place. Come out and take a look at our newly renovated facility that's going to offer the best in services to seniors in Boyle County and our special needs adults in our Adult Day Healthcare program. Have lunch on us and come see all the great changes.
A gathering place on Gene Drive in Danville, July 2nd, broadcast live on Z105.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686, Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. All right, you get sunshine, a high today 91. Low tonight, 70, and tomorrow, rain shower chances, high of 87, about a 1/4 inch of rain possible. Sunday, less than 1/10 inch possible, high of 88. Monday, sunny and rain shower chances, high of 87. Right now, it's 9:38 in the morning. 80 degrees on a McClure and Bailey Friday.
The following is a paid program.
And Brian Bailey joins the show. He's the Bailey from McClure and Bailey.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
Doing good. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good stuff.
I was out of town last week and came. It's actually hotter here than it was in Florida, if you can believe that.
I saw someone on Facebook, Brian, who's a Facebook friend of mine, is vacationing in like Montana or something like that. And it is snowy and it was 33 degrees there like 2 days ago. She was like showing a video. Snow, I don't know if it's Montana or one of those northern states. She's, I guess, in the far northern part of the state. I don't know. Okay. But, like, it's hard to wrap your head around that someone could be in this same country and it's 33 degrees and snowy while it's 103 degrees here.
It doesn't feel like Montana's that far north. I mean,
yeah, maybe
I
it
guess
wasn't.
it is.
It could be like, maybe it was like the tip of Idaho or something. I don't know.
Well, no, it probably was. I mean, I know Montana gets super cold and gets like a bunch of snow during the winter, so it's very possible. It's just weird.
Let me look at the map of the states here, because maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, you probably do. I wasn't like checking you. I was just saying.
Let's see, Montana. Yeah, well, Montana is up there. Montana's. You get to the tip of Montana, it's borders Canada.
That's what I thought.
So, Brian, you said you wanted to talk about something today, and it's one thing that you say you never did until yesterday. It was a first for you as an attorney. Tell us about the situation that happened yesterday, Brian.
Well, it was Patrick's case, but Patrick was tied up, so he asked me if I could cover this for him. And
okay.
It was an adult adoption.
Okay, an adult adoption.
Yes.
All right, what's that about?
Well, so most of us, and probably all of us, when we think about adoption, we think about,
someone that's a minor, under the age of 18, coming under the care of someone else.
Right.
Okay.
But adult adoption is a real and viable option. And a lot of times, like when you hear about an adult adoption, if you hear about it, you'll hear like the last one I heard of, it was a stepdaughter, and this one, try to not get teared up on it because it's actually pretty intense on that one. But she'd been raised by this man. They just never had adopted. I think she had a father that was somewhat in the picture. But she got to be, I think she was 25 or 30, and it was her stepfather's birthday. And so she, for a gift, she literally had filed an adult adoption case and presented it to him and asked him to adopt her.
Oh, wow. On her stepdad's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting teared up on that. That one was pretty intense. Wasn't mine. Probably a good thing because I probably would have cried like a baby through the whole thing. But yesterday was, I don't know all the details on it because, like I said, it was Patrick's case, but it was super cool because the adult being adopted was roughly 35, has kids of their own, and it was, let me put it this way, there's very few things in the practice of law that we do that are like happy occasions where you walk out going, God, I'm glad I was a part of that.
Yeah.
Yesterday was one of those times.
Yeah, I'm sure adoptions are one of those, like basically as a whole, where you got a child oftentimes, but in this case an adult who's kind of finding their way with parents and adults that are now their parents, that are loving them and caring for them like their own child. And that would be one of those that I would think puts a smile on your face, being able to work those.
Oh, it absolutely does. Just because, so much of what we do as attorneys is deal with things after they've gone bad, after they've gone wrong. So it's nice once in a while to be a part of something where you're like, you know what? Today was a good day.
Yeah. So essentially this... I guess this woman had grown close to some older adults, and to where it was close enough to where it was a mother and daughter relationship.
Absolutely. And the cool part about yesterday was not only did they get a daughter, they also got grandkids.
Yeah, because you said she had some kids of her own, so it's not just an adoption of a daughter, but adoption. So how does that work? When the daughter's adopted, does her kids automatically become adopted in this process too?
So here's the cool part about the way adoption works, whether you're an adult or a child or anything. Literally what happens, so it's a court case. We have to file a petition, and it's kind of funny because it seems a little bit adversarial. Like literally, it is the adoptive parents versus the child.
Yeah.
So
that's just the way it's referred to.
It's just the way it's written. And a lot of times you have to do that, like especially with minor adoptions, just because there's either a parent or if it's a step parent adoption. And this is the part that's kind of wild. And I'm getting mixing them all together, but you can't really talk about adoption without talking about all of it. If it's a step-parent adoption, it will be like the step-parent on one side of the header for the case as the plaintiff, and the other biological parents, and the child. So in the adoptions I've done when I still did family law and before Patrick took it all over, there was a lot of times where like I would represent dad. Generally, it's a stepfather adopting. This is the way it seems to work out. But I have had a couple where it was stepmom adopting, which was very cool too. But in those particular cases, there's a whole lot of stuff you have to go through. If it's a minor, first off, you need to know what their assets are, because one of the things, and I haven't forgotten your question, but I'm giving you a bunch of background to get to it.
Okay.
You have to make sure that the adoption is legitimate, meaning that the parents or adoptive parents aren't just adopting because this child has no parents but a $10 million trust fund. Yeah. That there's a relationship there that's established, that it's safe. If it's a minor adoption, there's a bunch of stuff you have to jump through. The cabinet has to investigate, all kinds of stuff. With an adult, it's a little bit easier, because with an adult, if they're over 18,
they can speak for themselves.
And so it's in this particular case yesterday, it was actually a pretty short trial. We went in there. Judge asked the adoptive parents if that's what they wanted to do, and they said yes. Turned to their new daughter and said, "Is this what you want to do?" And she's like, "Yeah." And that was it. Except, here's what really happens. So now, to get back to your question, did they get grandchildren? Yes, because what happens is that findings of facts, conclusions of law, and the order from the judge will get signed, and it will get sent to the vital records. And once it's there in vital records, the birth certificate, her birth certificate from that day forward, will reflect that she is the child of those two people.
Okay.
So it's as if she was born to them biologically.
Okay. Yeah.
And so obviously, if you're born to somebody biologically, your kids are their grandkids. So that, to answer your question, yes. Not only did they get a daughter, but they got a couple of grandkids yesterday.
And again, legally now recognized as their daughter. So that's her mom and dad.
That is her mom and dad. And so I guess and Patrick did his due diligence, so there was nothing to worry about on all of this. I guess on the flip side, on adult adoption, sometimes you need to make sure that, okay, are the adoptive parents of sound mind? Are the adoptive parents in a good spot? Are the adoptive parents loaded and have no heirs, and this person is like worming their way into their life?
Yeah.
In this particular case, that we didn't have to worry about any of that. But
how do you determine that then? What if the adopted parents are loaded? But this is still a case to where they're loved by these people and vice versa, and like maybe they took care of this person as they were younger and they grew up and this is what they know, and the parents happen to have a lot of money. So how do you decipher that then?
Well, they're adults. So you would, the nice thing about this dealing with adults versus dealing with kids is you ask them.
So it's literally just if it's over the age of 18, the adult says yes, the other one says yes, easy.
Yes, that's the simplified version. In my case, or in Patrick's case, he's going to do a little, hey, are you sure? And just have some conversations with them to make sure that they're not being unduly influenced.
Okay, yeah.
That is because family law is not something to take lightly. You know what I'm saying? There's the law, but then there's all the emotions that go along with it and all the things that get tied into it. And candidly, if you're doing an adult adoption and you have money set aside, it becomes, they become your heir. It's just the same as if they were born from your, the same as if they were born. So you have to be very careful on that. But again, 99.9% of the time, it's a very, very, very good thing. Like yesterday.
Yeah. With Brian Bailey and McClure Bailey, 236-8888. Your hometown team of McClure Bailey. Brian, a couple of weeks ago when you were on, we talked about AI. And I've got an AI story coming up, and we'll talk about that here in just a second with Brian Bailey.
Sounds good.
On a McClure Bailey Friday on the Joe Show, WHIR Danville.
into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Bad decisions limit future options. Stop adversity from becoming stress. Listen to The Flatline with host Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR. Learn problem-solving devices built on God's Word. For inspiration, education, all without manipulation. The Flatline Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR and online at hometownlive.net.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
Friday, June the 27th, 9:50 in the morning with Brian Bailey from McClure and Bailey. And we talked in the first segment about an adult adoption that Brian and Patrick worked and I guess got complete yesterday.
Got complete yesterday.
And a couple of weeks ago, talked with Brian about AI and how artificial intelligence will essentially make the good attorneys better and the bad attorneys worse was kind of what we decided on with that. And now, Brian, a federal judge is giving Meta, which is the Facebook parent company, Meta, an AI win for now. Here's the story. A federal judge is rejecting claims that Meta violated copyright when training its artificial intelligence model. So earlier this week, the judge ruled against 13 authors who claimed that Meta violated their copyrights when Meta allowed its llama language model to be trained using those 13 authors' books. So I don't know if they wrote books on AI or whatever, but you know how AI is. You can put information in, and in a snap of a finger, it knows it, right? So they use these 13 authors to train their AI called llama language. The judge concluded that the company's use of the books falls under fair use. Despite this, he appeared to open arguments that if the AI model used original works to then create knockoff versions, that likely would not fall under fair use. The ruling comes as dozens of lawsuits have been filed against AI companies on behalf of copyright holders concerned that AI is using their work. So, Brian, what's your answer here? What's the difference between AI using their work and someone else using their work, right? Like reading. Let's say I read a book and I form an opinion because of what I read in that book, and that's my opinion now. I'm not violating that person's copyright because they've convinced me, they've swayed my opinion. So what's the difference, I guess, between that and artificial intelligence and training that using people's works?
Joe, I think I agree with you on that one. I mean, here's the thing. First off, I think we've all seen way too many sci-fi apocalyptic end of the world. AI is going to take over.
Rise of the robots.
Rise of the robots. Was that Terminator 3 where they released the AI that was ultimately going to destroy the world and cause John Connor and Sarah Connor to get sent back in time and all that stuff. So, I mean, I think we've all seen way too many of that, but the reality of it is this, and this is my opinion. At the end of the day, it is a tool. Okay? Yeah. And so really, I guess my question is, what is the difference between me paying 15 paralegals to read 15 books and give me synopses or outlines, or having a computer program do it? The ultimate the ultimate end of it is I need to use this material. Now, Meta or Facebook or whatever we're calling them nowadays decided to use this author's work to train their AI. Again, how is that? It's only different because it's not a human being doing it.
Yeah.
But wouldn't we? I mean, isn't that what we do in school where we give kids books to read? And
Yeah.
we help train them.
I guess here's an idea or a question. Let's say I read someone's book that teaches me how to get fit, get in shape. And I read this book, and I take it into account, and I do the exercises they say, and I end up getting fit. Can I then open a gym using the person's work that I use to get fit, teaching that as the method in that gym, and not pay the person whose original work I used to get fit in the first place? Does that make sense? How and is that kind of along the same vein where, yeah, but you're using my work as your own to train, and I'm assuming people are eventually going to maybe pay to use Meta AI. I have no idea. And at what point does it cross that? If people are paying to use it and they trained using someone else's work, then at that point is it a copyright violation? Or if it's free, like if, Brian, let's say I'm fit and you want to work out too, and you're like, Joe, teach me everything that you know, but you're not paying me.
Right.
What do you get what I'm saying?
I do. And the thing is, and I don't know. Again, I'm about to use somebody else's quote, so I hope I don't get in trouble for copyright infringement. But I can't remember where it came from. But one of the things I've heard, I don't remember where I heard this, but I heard it. I'm like, yes, that's true. And I've kind of adopted that philosophy. So I have an Audible subscription.
Listening to audiobooks.
Listening to audiobooks. Okay. I have a half-hour drive from home to work and from work to home every day, which is I get a lot of audiobooks in. I probably over the last 3 or 4 years have listened to easily. It's probably closer to 300, but easily 100 audiobooks.
Okay, you get a lot of windshield time.
A lot of windshield time. Okay, and I take those things and I adopt them into my life. And Audible costs me $15 a month. And you know why I pay for an Audible subscription? Because I get to access the most brilliant minds in the world, and I get to, for $15 a month, I get to learn everything that they have deemed worth learning, and not have to pay $100,000 for an education in, the last one. Well, the one I'm listening to right now is called The Perfection Trap. Okay. By Thomas Kern, who is a PhD who's studied the epidemic of perfection in America and in the world, and how we're actually making our lives worse because we think everything has to be perfect. Okay, that man has spent $500,000 to get his doctorate. I get to listen to that book for $15, and so I guess the question isn't that what our education system is about?
Yeah.
and so how is it different because I'm using artificial intelligence to glean all that knowledge? Somebody had to go do the work. Now, if Meta hadn't paid for these books, so I guess that would be my question: did Meta pay for the books that they use? Because if Meta paid for the books that they use, then I think the judge is right. It's fair use.
Yeah.
I pay $15 a month for my Audible subscription. I listen to, I've listened to probably, I think I love Malcolm Gladwell, so probably all of the books that he's written, David and Goliath, Tipping Point, Revenge of the Tipping Point, What the Dog Saw, Blink, all of those things. And again, Dr. Gladwell has paid $500,000 for his education, and for the $100 that I paid to listen to his books, I've gotten all of his, what he deemed important. Why wouldn't I do that? That just, to me, makes economic sense. So
smart business sense for Facebook then to use the top authors in their field to train their AI.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to learn from the best?
I mean, isn't that what we tell our kids to do?
Yeah. Brian Bailey from McClure and Bailey, 236-8888, your hometown team of McClure and Bailey. Brian, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again next Wednesday. Programming note, next Friday's July 4th, right? So we won't be in. So we're going to have a McClure and Bailey Wednesday, which is July the 2nd at 9:35. So same time, but different day.
So same bat channel, different bat time.
Exactly. No, same. Wait a minute. What'd you say?
Same bat time. No,
you said. I think you said it right.
I said it right the first time.
Well, no, it's the same channel and the same time. You said
different day.
Different day. That's what it is. Same
Same bat channel, same bat time, different bat day.
That's what we want to say.
Which, Joe, you probably don't recall because you were too young to ever have seen the original Batman series.
Well, okay, I wonder where the bat came from. It's the original. Is that the one where they punched and would go wham across the screen?
That's the one with Adam West where it would say, we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes, so same bat time, same bat channel, different bat day. Wednesday, 9:35. Brian, appreciate you being on. KSR is coming up next on The Joe Show.